888-8888.
Get Gordon. Hey, get it done. Get Gordon.
Results may vary according to the price of each case. Baton Rouge, LA 22-13-644.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in...
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Friday, September 29th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 91. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to a brand new edition of OTB. It is Friday, September 29th. This means we got another Football Friday that we're kicking off right here on OTB. We'll talk about last night's Thursday night game, kicking off the new NFL slate, do some power rankings here early on. Brian Kelly addressed the media yesterday. Jake, during the break, you're probably going to look over this chart that my boy Colin Wilson, who's a big gambling guy from the Action Network, put in here. It speaks to, it's actually shocking. The hole goes way deeper than I thought on how bad the LSU defense has been. It's after I think after the second segment, you will likely start to feel anger and be like, okay, now this is inexcusable. Like, I know you might be limited in some ways, but they're literal inexcusable. So we'll get to that a bit later on as well. Riv's going to come in for hour 3 today. A little champagne shenanigans. Let's have ourselves a Friday, folks. What's up, man? How we feeling today? You rocking a little North Dakota State today?
Yes, in fullbacks we trust, and it is Friday. Like the great lyricist said, Rebecca Black, I believe it was. Yep. It's Friday. Got to get down on Friday.
Yeah, I agree. I've been in kind of a sour mood all morning, just like, it doesn't really matter. I've just been in a sour mood.
Tell us all about it.
And then right before the show,
right? I mean, you never get a chance to in the first segment.
No, there's no point. It's just boring, everyday life stuff. It's not anything interesting, right? It's just like sleep, whatever, but it doesn't matter. But
I've never known you to need sleep.
As I was walking back in the studio just now after grabbing headphones, I was like, you know what's one thing you can control? Your attitude, okay? You can't control a lot of other stuff. You control your attitude. You know what we're going to do? We're going to have a damn good Friday here on OTB. We're going to have fun talking about sports and life, okay? With some pithy observations that may have some sexual innuendo and make you laugh a little bit. Because that's what we do, damn it. I'm not going to let anything disrupt that. So let's go, boys. How we feeling?
Mario?
I'm feeling awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for the weekend. These are the best types of weekends for me. High school football tonight, Superdome Sunday. I'm very excited for the next couple days.
Who you calling tonight?
Central and Capital. It's homecoming for the Wildcats. Shout out.
Okay. Scratch 'em cats.
Hell yeah.
Taylor, what about you?
I was doing a little lethargic until that speech of yours, dude. I'm fired up now. Thank you for that. Shed a little bit of a tear. It was awesome.
What's the one thing you control? Your attitude.
Look at
Dan Campbell.
I'm about to say, Dan Campbell's on right behind your head, Taylor.
Yeah.
And he's going to judge you if you don't have grit this early in the morning.
So look, the Lions looked awesome last night. Kind of puts it into perspective, maybe why the Saints weren't in that NBC top 10 power ranking the other day that everybody was all upset about. After you lose in Green Bay to the Packers, you can say, oh, well, T-Bob, they were they were hungover from the big comeback. I don't really care. Okay, it's a Thursday night game for both teams. Lions went on the road and just throttled Green Bay, just beat the hell out of him. And now Dan Campbell and the boys 3-1 with their one loss being an overtime game against Seattle, which there's absolutely no shame in because Seattle's very good as well.
The Lions are good.
I know.
Just like saying that out loud for anyone. A lot of times we come in here and like we're all different ages. I'm 38, you're 34, Mario 28, 29, Taylor 26.
Yep.
27.
Okay.
Oh, 27. Oh, I thought
well, it was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's true. Okay, yeah.
I
So
got your birthday present. Happy belated.
a lot of times we're all different generation, whatever. We can all agree the Lions have sucked during our lifetime.
Yes.
Yeah, bro, they've won one playoff game since the 50s.
Yeah.
So that's the craziest stat in sports.
I saw a crazier thing than that when you think about it.
What?
JFK has only missed one Lions playoff victory. JFK has missed one Lions playoff win in the history of their franchise.
That is okay. So that is an excellent way of framing that.
It's great. It's like when I talk about Texas A&M and national championships, I always say Elvis was in diapers the last time they won one.
Yeah.
Like you can frame something like that pretty well, and that one might be the best of them all. But I say all that to say they're really good. And they've got the pieces. They've got running backs and offensive line, and Jared Goff's playing at a high level. They've got receivers. Laporta looks fantastic at tight end. Okay.
All right, so then give me some NFC power rankings here, boys. Top 5, because to me, I'm still clearly going Eagles 1. Though if you wanted to have a Niners-Eagles fight, like, sure, I don't care. But we would all agree those are 1-2, Eagles-Niners?
Yeah, in some order, for sure.
Yeah.
And it could probably flip, and it probably will flip between weeks of the season.
Yeah, it's like, sure, I get that. That's like splitting hairs at that point. I know everybody would have put the Cowboys at 3. I don't know if I'm being a prisoner of the moment. I kind of like the Lions at 3, dude. I got Lions, Cowboys, Seahawks to round out the top 5.
Oh, I'll take the Lions over the Cowboys. Sorry, Taylor.
Yeah, there you go,
sure.
man. Would it say something, Taylor? What about it, dude?
I'd probably flip it, but you're splitting hairs.
Nice. Well done. Well done. Hoisted on my open card. Yeah, I think I like Jared Goff more than Dak Prescott.
No, I do like that better.
Yeah. I think I like that Lions offensive line more than about anything.
Good.
After watching how badly the Saints struggled with the Packers defensive line and then watching Penei Sewell and the boys, just which again, I know so much was made out of Sewell Chase. Turns out both are really good. Yeah. One of those instances where I don't think there was a wrong choice. Both teams are very happy with who they ended up with. And never forget, Penei Sewell did catch a touchdown last year. So I've never seen Jamar Chase block an edge defender in pass pro. I mean,
Hey, y'all seen Jared Goff's block last night, huh?
No.
Threw a block on a David Montgomery run about 7 yards down the field on a linebacker. Good little block.
Hell yeah, dude.
It wasn't one of the ones where the quarterback's like, let me just slide in the way real quick. Like, it was like a legit, like, lock them up block.
Wow. Okay, Goff, I see you, dude.
They play, though, with an anger. And no shock. I mean, Dan Campbell being the head coach, but they play mad. Like their opponent did something to them before the game.
Another one of those weird, worked out for all parties situations still to me is just the running back position, right? Where very clearly the Lions were done with DeAndre Swift, but DeAndre Swift is doing great in Philly. But then David Montgomery is doing great in Detroit, along with Jahmyr Gibbs. So it's like, okay, again, I think correct choices were made on all fronts for all parties involved.
Yeah, Montgomery had, 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, 3 touchdowns, 123 rushing, something like that.
I mean, he's looking at the team he came from, and don't you think that guy's happy to be in Detroit, not Chicago?
True. How about this? If we flip it to the AFC, and I wanted to give you a top 5. I was trying to do this morning, and it becomes very interesting because after 3, there's you could go a million different directions. Like there are no very clear answers. I'd say at 5, that's kind of how it is in the NFC I put the Seahawks there. You could probably put a couple other teams there. But obviously Chiefs 1. I'll go Dolphins 2. I think most would go Bills 3. And then it's just like whoever the hell you want. Like there are no clear contenders, right? You thought maybe Baltimore was, then they end up losing on Sunday.
Colts might be.
The Colts look really good. I mean, Cleveland's defense has looked unstoppable 2 of the 3 games. So, yeah, still a lot left to be figured out on the AFC side of the equation.
I mean, Colts went to Baltimore and got a victory. They're 2-1.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard because we assumed Cincinnati would be in this conversation. And they can fight their way back, yeah.
So, same with the Jaguars. Jaguars, too. Chargers, they're all 1-2.
All playoff teams from a year ago that are 1-2. Now, all these losses hadn't really been created the same. As we always know, the Chargers almost always win.
Yeah.
And, they lost
beat the Dolphins
36-34. They blew the lead.
They were awesome.
Right? They had that lead the entire game. Titans had the lead the entire game, lost 27-24. They tried to blow it and going for it on 4th down on like their own 25, but thank goodness the Vikings threw an interception. They won that one. But so there's a group of teams that made the playoffs that one of them will find their way back. I don't know if it's the Bengals, if it's the Jags, or if it is the Chargers, but one of those will be in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah, so the AFC is still a muddied mess as we head into week 4 of the NFL. The Lions kicking off a dominant start. I love, too, how ornery Al Michaels has become. He's just so clearly fed up with these bad Thursday night. And they're not always bad. I'm not one of those guys. Like Thursday night, look, anytime you have one primetime game on, it's always a bit of a mixed bag because if it goes awry, then it feels like everything sucks. And Thursday nights do go awry more than other days, but you still get a lot of good games. But yeah, I love hearing Al Michaels on the call the bad ones because like Herb Street still has this sort of
he's called a lot of bad college games.
He's called a lot of bad college games. Yes, and he still has an enthusiasm for it. He's still, relatively new to the NFL. He knows the stage is so much bigger when he's on Thursday Night Football and everything else. And so he still has a bit of a youthful exuberance to him, whereas Al Michaels is just like the old salty vet smoking a cigarette, just like, damn it, dude, what are we doing here? Just give me home, man. But they pay well. So shout out.
Speaking of, shameless plug here. Speaking of Thursday Night Football, pre-gaming the SEC, Kaylee Hartung was our guest this week. She's on Thursday Night Football, obviously from Baton Rouge, LSU fan. Today's show, so What do you always say? Like download, subscribe, like, whatever that stuff is. Yeah, do that and listen to it on SiriusXM.
Yeah, go check out Pre-Gaming the SC. Very good pod. All right, when we get back, I want to talk LSU. We'll get into this defense. I'm not going to try to make anybody mad, but
doesn't feel like you're going to be able to get that done.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to probably be mad when you hear some of these stats and analytics. When we get back, more off the bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. The website, one of my favorite places to start your car purchasing journey. If you already have a car from All-Star, you can schedule your service there, do anything you need in that regard. Why don't you go on there, look at some of the deals that they have, maybe what's right for you. You can actually order right there from the website. But you can explore, okay, do you want a Tundra, maybe Tacoma, Sienna, Sequoias are really nice. I've been looking into those potentially. But look, you want the best prices, whether it's, look, you buy a Toyota certified used vehicle, you get a great deal, and you still get that Toyota warranty. So what are you waiting for? Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com today.
Yeah, they're going to have multiple options like T-Bob was talking about, like Sequoia. That's an option for the bigger family. So T-Bob and I, like something that would be obviously key for us. And the Sienna's the same situation. So you got a couple of different things. If you want a truck, we always say a Tundra, Tacoma, multiple options in everything they do. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards. which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, live Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canavera.
So join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. I'll be running on adrenaline from watching the Ryder Cup. We'll have Preston Guy of TigerBait.com, and we'll break down Saints and Bucs, Tigers Rebs. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
I thought the hands of time would change me, and I'll be over this by now. Yeah, it's been too long since we got crazy. I'm lucky spinning out. I'm counting down to
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Ryder Cup, let's go USA! I don't know.
Go Sam Burns. Everyone great?
I forgot to ask before the show, so we don't. It's not a big deal. Did anybody cut up Brian Kelly from last night? From Thursday? Check real quick.
Anytime Mario hits you with the Hank Hill, right into it.
I should have said something before the show.
Yeah. The good news is my guy went 9 minutes yesterday, so it shouldn't be that hard to do.
No, I know. No, I listened to it this morning, and there's just an answer about the defense that I wanted to play. Maybe I'll scrub through it and find it. It's in like the first or second answer. All right, we'll go pull it up on YouTube and then find me the answer. Because it kind of is going to dovetail with what we're talking about here. It's my fault. I should have told you before the show. So I've been talking to this guy, Colin Wilson, on the Friday Snap shows. He is a gambling guy. He has made it into his entire career. I think he was like an engineer because they always are. And now he just does gambling stuff, right? And so he has these analytical charts that he breaks down games with, where he has his own system that weighs a lot of metrics like rushing success, passing success, havoc allowed. Havoc is like, think like TFLs, pressures, stuff like that. anytime you hear like rushing success or passing success, that is just, are you hitting like the metric of what you should be gaining on that down for what is average for that play? I don't think you're going to have to really understand exactly what all these metrics mean to know what a poor picture they paint. So let's just start to go through some of the list here. Right now, if you look at the Pro Football Focus tackling rankings, LSU is 100. Remember, this is all out of 133 teams in the country. LSU is 107th in the country. If you look at rushing success rate, this is defending the run on like a per play basis. They are 91st in the country. Passing success, 99th in the country. Coverage, 107th in the country. Big plays allowed, 123rd in the country. Quality drives allowed, 103rd in the country. Finishing drives, which is the percentage of times that your opponent's drives end in points. And what Colin has told me, Jake, when you are trying to figure out, because like when he got into this whole gambling thing, his whole deal was like, okay, I want to figure out garbage time. Like that's how the money is going to be made, right?
Yeah,
on these big spreads and everything else. And what he kind of hit on as being the single biggest indicator is this stat, finishing drives. The teams with higher finishing drive percentages tend to cover spreads more no matter what, right?
Right.
Well, LSU is, and this is in allowing opponent score, LSU is 120th in finishing drives. Then you go into S&P Plus and PFF analytics here. Stuff rate, 91st. So, you're not really stuffing runs in the line that much. Rushing EPA and passing EPA. EPA is just expected points added. A lot of people kind of use that as a single metric to say, how good is this player on a per play basis? This team, this squad. You're 91st in rushing EPA, 97th in passing EPA. Your passing downs rate, which just makes sense. We've been complaining about third and long being completed constantly, right?
Yep.
Well, we're not crazy. Your passing downs rate, you rank 125th. And that number, and then look, that's from PFF. S&P Plus has your passing downs rate 132nd, passing down success rate 120th, passing down explosiveness allowed 118. And you can keep doing this. But the point is, this is a defense that, and it feels weird, Jake, because it almost feels at odds a bit with what I feel like I'm seeing on film sometime, but it just shows you that what you witnessed out of Florida State and what you witnessed out of Arkansas was really, really bad. Because think about it, all of these stats are also offset by a damn good Mississippi State performance and a damn good Grambling performance. Or I guess actually Grambling probably hurt you in some ways in this regard. But the point is, like, because a lot of this is opponent adjusted as well. The point is, there's really just fundamental problems all over the defense right now.
The one that stood out to me when you showed me this, and we'll get into the matchup of it, but just from LSU's portion of it, was the big play being 123rd, the quality drives being 103, and the finishing drives being 120. That's the three biggest ones that stood out to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can give up some things. You can do some things, and you can bow your neck at times and then stop from getting points, stop from finishing drives. And that's kind of how you've played this year. Like, when you look at it, they've played quarters coverage 36% of the time. They've played cover 3 32% of the time, right? So not aggressive coverages, because I think they realize what they have in the back end. They're trying to keep everything in front of them, but that shouldn't give up the things that we're seeing, the big plays. Like, you're playing those coverages to not give up the big play because maybe you have deficiencies in places, and so that's alarming to me. And then when you look at the matchup of this week, big play, you're 123. They're 8. They're 8 overall in the country. You look at quality drives, you're 103, they're 14. When you look at finishing drives, you're 120, they're 33.
Yeah.
So we've kind of talked about it all week. The things you did against Arkansas when you weren't doing your job, trying to do somebody else's job, things like that, Ole Miss will make you pay even more than Arkansas, in my opinion.
Yes.
Like, I kind of feel like Jackson Dart lives in that world. Like, he's better, actually, I think, in that world.
Yeah, I agree. He's KJ Jefferson, but in a better system with a coach that he's played with for multiple years.
He kind of likes chaotic energy, it feels like, back there sometimes.
I agree. I agree. I mean, some of the most success he has, yes, are with his legs and his ability to create in that same way. So, yeah, you have a bad situation here. Now, don't get me wrong. You look at the offensive ranks on this list, and that's all very exciting, and we could touch on that. But like Jake just highlighted, there are some real, and it's all color-coded green and red. Darker red, the worse you are. Deeper green, the better you are. There's way too much deep green against dark red when it comes to what Ole Miss does well and LSU struggles with. Now, look, we're still dealing with relatively small sample size, 4 games into the season. As Nookie says in the chat, House was closing the door in the second half last year. Hard to believe he forgot how to coach. I mean, look, I don't think things are ever this bad without everybody having a hand in it. It's not just Matt House, but it's not Matt House. It's not just the players, but it's not the players. Like, Matt House maybe could do a better job of understanding his personnel, what they're comfortable with, how to put them in position to succeed, or even communicating what their responsibilities are, and the players just have to do a better job of executing it. Like, it's inexcusable, some of the just very easy mistakes they make. It's just inexcusable that on 3rd and long, you should feel like you're at a disadvantage with Harold Perkins, Mekhi Wingo. Like Braden Swenson's been good rushing the passer this year. There's no excuse for 3rd and long to feel scary for this LSU defense. They got to get it fixed this weekend.
I do know what T-Bob's saying there, but also, like, from my film study, it has been player controllable things more times than it hasn't been, as far as, and you and I have gone over them, run fits, as far as attention to detail and just some of the things, taking on things with the right shoulder, using your right hands. Like, those are fundamentals. Those are things.
But that's where I get back to, like, that's the kind of impossible to discern thing. It's like, well, why isn't the guy who does the fundamentals playing? Or why aren't the fundamentals, like, what is breaking down in the teaching that the fundamentals aren't being done? Because in college, you still work on the fundamentals.
You do, but it's players that have done it for a long time. That's disheartening as well. Like, it's players you've seen do it the other way. And so, like, why are you doing it that way now? And so, look, if you're playing these coverages that are supposed to, kind of be a little safe and they're not working, then that's where we get into the situation of schematics of it. Okay, well, hey, if it ain't working, I realize that it's supposed to be that, but if it's not doing that, then you got to go do something else. Maybe they play better when you're aggressive. Maybe that's kind of their style of play. I don't know. Yeah. But if you're playing 3 and quarters, if you combine it almost, 70% of the time, and you're not being successful keeping them from getting behind you?
That's crazy that you'd be running that 70% of the time and still be 123rd in big plays allowed.
Yeah. I mean, because you run those a lot of times because, again, you don't want the big play. You feel good about the tackling, but this sheet tells us that you're bad at giving up big plays and you're bad at tackling.
Yeah. Awful attack. Again, see, but it's kind of like, that's why I think everybody deserves culpability here. Because when the fundamentals are not done correctly, that's on both the players and the coaches. You got to get the guys in there that can do the fundamentals. You got to get in, or you just got to practice more. You got to narrow your focus. Maybe you're trying to go too grandiose. You thought they had that down. Well, they obviously do not. And actually, that's what Kelly talked about basically this week.
My bad. I thought I was playing it on my side. That's my fault.
That's all good.
100%.
It's all good. Why don't we do this? We're going to go to break. When we get back, we'll get Kelly's answer. And then we can look at some of these offensive ranks, which maybe offset some of the bad taste from the defensive ranks. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. You need local steel. Well, you just need steel products. You need purlin, tubing, steel buildings, whatever you need. You want to go see Community Steel Company in Gonzales. Now, the advantages of being local are many. First off, you are getting the best prices. There are no middlemen that this is passing through to eventually reach you. They are building it on site. You are buying it on site. So you are getting market disrupting good prices. The other advantage of being local, you know the people. Okay, a live and local sales team ready to deal with you, all of your personal needs, handle your account. You're not just a number in the spreadsheet here. You're not just an online order form, okay? So go see it for yourself. Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
Yeah, you know exactly what you're going to get because you know the people, and like T-Bob said, you know the space. You can walk in, you can see it, you can feel it, right? It's not something you're guessing on. It's not something that you're trying to figure out from hundreds of miles away. Figure it out right here. Call that number 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer, and after further review.
It's Musso. Join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Matt is back. We're previewing the college football weekend with Phil Steele, Riot Radio Hours, guest picker, and more. Friday's AFR 3 to 6, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Taylor, and Mario hanging out with you today. So I told you before the break I wanted to play Brian Kelly answer. Here is, so yesterday, Brian Kelly was asked about the defense's inability to get off the field on third down, and it kind of, his answer, I would say, kind of addresses and encapsulates everything that's going on with the defense right here. So here's what BK had to say he views as the issues of getting off the field.
Yeah, it's been a myriad of different things, and primarily, if I could break them down, they're really fundamental at their core. It's pass rush lanes. It's not being, great at open field tackling, trying to go with the knockout punch instead of getting the man on the ground, coming out of coverage. It's a litany of really fundamentals that we've really had to drill down on hard this week. And really, I don't want to say, not put a lot in the playbook, but quite frankly, just really get down to the basic principles of playing good, fundamentally sound defense. Because if we're in good, fundamentally sound defensive structure, we're going to get off the field in many of these third downs. So that's what we really had to focus on this week.
So much interesting there to me, Jake. First off, everything you just said in terms of the problems absolutely supports everything we just read statistically. Secondly, it seems like they've almost had to accept, you know what? Instead of trying to get in the perfect play and trying to make the big play and try to get the big, let's just be okay. Like, the offense is so good that if you get the defense to average, then that's fine for now. Like, you will win this game if you're able to do that. And it sounds like kind of what we were talking about, Jake. I don't know if maybe this comes from, it's going to be real weird being Matt House coming from an NFL background where you can tailor things and customize things to such an extent week to week. I'm not saying that happened here because he had a full, he's had coached plenty in college as well. But it definitely sounds like he's had to present a very streamlined, slim version of the game plan this week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe this isn't going to help us exploit anything great, but we are more talented on a man-to-man basis. So let's just be okay and then let the offense carry the day.
Cliche, the old Belichick, keep it simple, stupid, KISS method. A lot of success there in New England, and that was always his thought process.
Yeah.
Figure out what you do or don't do, and then you got to go out there and you just got to play to the athletes that you have. And so it might sound, when you hear something like that, it might be like, oh, man, so we're going to get a vanilla. But to everything that he just said, maybe you have to.
Yeah.
Because you're having so many. It's not even. It's not missed assignments. We've sat here. We've had film on behind us before. We've talked about, all right, these guys are playing quarter halves. This one guy's playing quarters, and that's the reason why. It's not even really that. So it's not missed assignments, in my opinion. It's everything that he was talking about. It's doing the things that the defense doesn't call for. It's not a missed assignment to get out of your rush lane. It's just you doing something as an individual and not a team. It's individual to try to come up and tackle the quarterback when he's running and not stay in your coverage.
Yeah.
I don't consider that really a missed assignment.
You don't call that MA?
I don't really call that a missed assignment. When a play like that breaks down, right? Because initially you had the right assignment. It's you trying to do too much individually and not enough for the team. Same thing with pass rush lanes. You've seen it before, T, where a guy knows he's got, an outside rush contain kind of situation, but he sees a little bit of a gap there in between the tackle and guard. He thinks he can get in that gap in his rush lane and get to the quarterback before the quarterback gets out of the pocket. Well, you can't. He's outside the pocket, and now the play lives on for 3 more seconds.
Yeah, and then a breakdown in coverage happens, and you end up getting burned. So I like this as a schematic adjustment. I like this as a strategic look. Okay, let's admit who we are, admit what we're doing wrong, and understand that maybe the best path forward for this game is to just hyper dumb things down, play defenses that can account for a lot, and you'll give up some, but hopefully in the end you won't give up as many because you're just playing better fundamentals. Guys are in better position to make tackles. Like Jake said, rush lanes are respected. So Jackson Dart's having to try and stay in the pocket and make plays from the pocket, even if it means he has a little extra time in the pocket. The zone coverage has to be better. So we will see with the defense. If we wanted to wash some of the bad taste out of your mouth, if we wanted to look at some of these offensive rankings, you are 8th in the country in rushing success, 24th in passing success, 4th in havoc allowed, so almost nobody is causing you. You're barely getting any trouble in the backfield. Line yards, I can't remember the exact breakdown, but Jake, line yards are just a metric that judge the offensive line and really how much they're doing, like clearing the way for the running back. You're 4th in the country in line yards, 28th in pass blocking. Big play, you're 5th in the country. Quality drives, you are 2nd in the entire country. Finishing drives, you are 21st. You're 5th in stuff rate, so nobody's ever really stuffing you. Yeah. Standard down success rate, so your first and second stuff, you're 9th. Standard downs explosiveness, 18th. Passing downs success rate, so when you're in your own 3rd and long situations, you're 3rd in the country. So as bad as the defense is, the offense is just as good. Like they are literal mirror inverses of one another. And so that's why I get to the point where, okay, keep the offense there and just make the defense okay for now. Doesn't have to be great. Rank 70th. Rank 70th in a lot of this stuff, and you'll win this game.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's not green, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for the offense is broken tackles. I mean, everything else is basically in the green.
Actually, pretty true, too. We haven't seen like a ton of broken tackles.
Yeah,
I mean,
we saw Caleb Jackson almost
put
somebody in the hospital, but then he got tackled. But, you don't have to be top 5 total defense. Now, are there teams that are at the top, and Georgia's and Penn State's and others that are in the top 5 that are really good teams? Yeah, they are. But you don't have to be. You can be a team that offensively is successful in everything you do, and your offense is in the top 5, and your defense just does enough. Yeah. They do what they have to do to win you the game. And I am not comparing this team to 2019 LSU. It's not a comparable. No matter what we say up here, there's no way we could make that factual. But that defense was exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, that was their makeup. That was their allocation between the two sides, like what their jobs were.
I mean, I think 2019 total defense finished, if I'm not mistaken, I'll go back and fact check, in the 50s.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that this defense can get there, but to your point, T-Bob, if they get somewhere close to that range and the offense does what they continue to do, you're going to win a lot of football games. And the defense has to make those plays when you need that play. And they got to get rid of the broken play touchdown stuff. Yeah. You got to get rid of that. No team can come back from that. You're lucky that you had one of the better offensive performances in the second, third, and fourth quarter in recent memory last week against Arkansas. You scored, what was it? How many straight drives did you score?
I can't remember exactly. It was field goal, touchdown,
it was like 7.
touchdown, field goal.
It was 6 or 7.
Yeah.
All right, so you had to have that kind of performance. Okay.
How many did you end with? How many points did you end with? 34?
34, 31. Yeah.
So 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals. So 6 drives in a row.
Yeah.
To end the game.
So, like, you have that ability to do that, but if you play more sound, because even in, like, your offensive success, like, when you go back and you watch the highlights, like, again, Arkansas didn't have, like, busted coverages or missed assignments. You were just better individually.
No, you're just better. Yes, that's a great point.
So you have that.
Yeah.
Just clean up the messy stuff. You're not going to get rid of all this red. It's just not going to happen. Turn some of this dark red into pink.
Yeah, exactly. Turn it into pink. Maybe I see some light pink somewhere here. That feels pretty good. Here is something that is a massive advantage for LSU. LSU doesn't get penalized. It's a very disciplined team, whereas Ole Miss is 130th in penalties. And and then on third down, like we talked about, the LSU offense converting an incredible 59% of their third downs right now. That is good for 5th in the country. Ole Miss, on the other hand, is 107th offensively converting, going against you, who you're 103rd stopping people. So, like, good luck. That's just crap on crap. But again, you are 5th in the third down conversion rate. They're 93rd in allowing it. So, like, if you want, although both teams have been bad at allowing opponents to stay on the field, they haven't been good on staying on the field offensively. You've been incredible. You should have a big advantage there. You should have a big advantage of the penalties. You should win this game. You are better at every single position group. If you do not win this game, it's because this inexplicably bad defense has carried the day. Or maybe the offense, finally has a misstep. I'll keep betting on this offense till we see it. I don't think this is the week when that's going to happen.
All right, so what's going to be your guess? When you look at Ole Miss, knowing how Ole Miss works, knowing the identity of the team, at least what they want it to be, how do you think they attack this LSU defense? Do you think it's going to be through the air? You getting your receivers back healthy? Running game hasn't been what it's been in the past. Junkins injured, whatever his situation is. He hasn't been the guy that he was a year ago. So if you watched LSU, do you think they'll stick to who they are, or do you think they'll try to do some of the things that Arkansas did with the tight end a week ago.
No, I think, dude, I think it's a lot of RPO, obviously, because they had so much success with that last week. But I think the majority of success is going to come through the air. I actually think LSU's been okay defending the run this year, probably even better than okay, which is a bit surprising why some of these numbers are the way that they are. I guess it comes from more broken plays, quarterback scrambles, stuff like that. But if you're talking like traditional run, LSU's been great. So, like, I don't. Now, you always do have the fear of, like, does a Judkins just pop off, like, out of nowhere? Because you would feel like a guy like that's going to arrive eventually. Maybe he does. But my problem is in Judkins, the offensive line doesn't look good. And so I don't think they should be able to have success just with a traditional running attack out of gun. I think what they could do is what Arkansas did. RPOs, Jackson Dart getting free, throwing on the run, picking up first downs with his legs if you don't respect those rush lanes. I mean, he is their leading rusher right now. So, I think it's kind of a weird thing because LSU's going to look at the Arkansas tape and say, okay, this clearly we have to fix, whereas Ole Miss could probably draw some inspiration from the Arkansas tape as they found so much success without, like, a great traditional running attack.
Yeah, I mean, and you have a quarterback, again, not the same running style quarterback, and KJ Jefferson's stuff was more him, getting away from the rush and running it, but T-Bob said it, Jackson Dart is the leading rusher. He had over 120 yards, I think, against Georgia Tech. I mean, a Power 5 school. So he has that ability. I'll be very curious to see how they start the game. I think Ole Miss probably starts it. All right, let's see if we can run it. Let's see if we can do all of our gap scheme stuff. If we can run the football, get Quinshon Judkins going early in this game, and then if they don't, that's where you'll start to see some of the RPO stuff trying to push the ball down the field.
That's a problem. If they come out and they're able to run it successfully, then get ready for a dogfight.
Yeah, if they hit the first two series, if they're out there and they're averaging like 6.5 yards per carry, get ready for a 41-38.
Yeah, that's going to be a who has the ball last situation there. All right, let's close out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
K2ZBlinds.com. That is the website for K2Z window coverings. For all of your custom window covering jobs, whether you want shutters, drapery, maybe you want some low-down screens that are going to drop from your ceiling automatically and cover up the sun in your outdoor kitchen, maybe in your theater room, whatever. The point is, at K2Z Blinds, they've been at this for a long time now. And you get the free professional estimate. You get free installation. And remember, financing options always available. New window treatments in just 3 easy steps. K2Z Window Coverings. Go to KTOZBlinds.com.
Yeah, let me read this review from Robert C. Brandon and his team provide us with quick, professional, and affordable service. The product was a great quality. We have used him multiple times for various homes and will continue to do so. Various homes, interior, exterior, they literally can do it all. They can do it all for you as well. K2ZBlinds.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris and Edward Jones Investments from Rufino's on Friday. Gordy Rush subbing in for Richard Dixon, plus Bruce Marshall and Troy Macker join the show, previewing the weekend in college and pro football. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mark, Taylor hanging out with you today. Friday, Football Friday. Going to pass you right off to the boys over at Rufino's after the show today. Jake, somebody was asking me about this, and I think it was Underhill yesterday. I do that LSU hit over there. And he was saying, like, how do you expect LSU to come out offensively here? And I said, there's a world out there where Ole Miss plays, like we said, what do they mainly play? Cover 3, cover 2, right? A little bit deeper. And then whatever. The point is, well, no, what are the coverages? We said them yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was a majority of
I got it right here.
Cover 2 and cover 3.
So Ole Miss, they are going to run cover 3, 22.4% of the time. Quarters, 35.1% of the time. And they're going to run 0, 8% of the time. Cover 1, 12.1%.
So, okay, I mean, there's a hefty mixture of cover 1 and 0. Be careful against
20%.
the LSU team doing that. But the point is they also do play a lot of coverage. And, look, their front 7 is not very good. You seem to be running the ball better and better. There's a world that do you think it's realistic to think that LSU could come out just trying to run the ball? Or has the running game had success?
I just had good chills.
Or has the running game had success because the passing game has kind of unlocked it because
Probably
people have had to
both.
respect it so much?
Yeah, it's probably a little combination of both. I mean, you know that you've got dynamic passing game. You've got an all-conference quarterback. You have 2 all-conference receivers that can take over a game. So it's probably a combination of both, but you can still give them both here in this game.
Yeah.
Now,
but I'm saying, like, coming out, like
yes,
first
I'm saying,
series, what do you think?
I think because you've already shown it so many times on tape, like, I would assume that they're going to come out and not play cover 1. If they saw Arkansas do it last week, why would you do that? I expect them to probably sit back, and quarters coverage is their leading coverage, and so it's basically cover 4 if you're wondering what we're talking about when we say quarters. So I would assume that's going to be what they start with, and I would love, and I do mean love, to see them to get, Logan Diggs, you get going.
Yep.
And then if he gets a situation where he needs a blow, you bring Josh Williams in, and then you keep bringing these backs in because you have them. And I thought last week's rotation, look, you play the hot hand. And Josh Williams had 1 carry for 41 yards, but that was his opportunity. He goes out there, he gets 41 yards, and that's what it is sometimes when you're part of a rotation. You don't know how many burns you're going to get, so you got to go out there and make the most out of them, and it really creates this competition with these backs. And so you've got the backs to do it. I would lean on you. Offensive line-wise, I think you absolutely got some road graders.
You should kill this
as far as the run blocking. Now, tight end still makes me, right, you got a 65% healthy, according to them last week, Mason Taylor, and then the rest of your tight ends are freshmen. So, at that position, how do you feel about the run blocking situation there?
I
mean, you're running inside-outside zone, so you're not asking them to do.
They're not having to do a ton.
Not having to pull on a counter.
I thought Markway showed me some stuff, right? I think that Markway's got great kind of potential in that regard. Hopefully, a healthy Mason. I don't know. I don't think the tight end's going to be make or break. It has affected you pretty badly at the red zone at times this year, and so hopefully it won't do that. But no, I mean, if you can't run the ball against Ole Miss, I cannot believe that it'll be just because your tight ends weren't up to snuff.
Right.
You should be able to. All right, I feel like we have exhausted LSU-Ole Miss, right? We've talked about this game from every single possible angle. Coming up next, why don't we look at the full SEC slate, see who we think emerges as we have our biggest conference slate of the year thus far. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. Get that service to the highest degree. Service, the highest degree. That is not just lip service. They mean it. Again, just the other day, I benefited off of it when I needed AC desperately because it's still 100 degrees out here, and they came out to my home, and they made sure that I was taken care of. They worked hard. It was not an easy fix. It took I'm pulling up my guy's name. It took Donald Pritchett driving all around town looking for the last part that we needed. It was the last part remaining in town. He did it, and he made sure that the weekend was saved. The weekend, which we had a ton of people coming to town. It's just all representative of how easy and great it is to work with AccuTemp. The job's always done correctly, quickly, efficiently. AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com.
Yeah, I do love the fact that you know exactly who's coming into your home. So, I can schedule that here and feel comfortable about them going to my house and me not even being there. AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street. The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Friday, September 29th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 91. You could follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB, hour number 2.
Ooh, little Gus Johnson there.
Trying to get, Trying to get in touch
hour
with...
number 2.
Big Babe, not answering.
Still
oh my God,
sleeping.
So we'll get in touch with Fave when we do.
When he wakes up.
I just tweeted out them. I'm interested to see who the poll results are going to be. I tweeted out all the different SEC matchups as finally here in week, what is it? 5?
Yep.
Finally, here in week 5, we have a full SEC slate. Our questions will begin to be answered. You got Florida, Kentucky, A&M, Arkansas, Georgia, Auburn, Mizzou, Vandy, LSU, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi State.
It tells you how bad Georgia's schedule is that we're excited about them playing a bad Auburn team.
Yeah, it's just, it's everything that we said all week. I just want to see how it's a pretty good Auburn defense. So, I just want to see how Carson Beck handles that on the road in Jordan Hare. It's something we haven't seen from him yet thus far. But Auburn, make no mistake, Auburn's offense just has no chance of finding its success here. Auburn has the worst offense in the SEC. Peyton Thorne
got there in June.
Yeah.
You know what it really does, and I'm going to get to the slate, but yesterday I was talking about it with KB, and I'm like, Peyton Thorne got there in June, and I started thinking, 2018 Joe Burrow, for getting there in June, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
2019 blows it out of the water, but, your quarterback got there June 1st, and you made it to the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
It makes you kind of appreciate 2018
Beat Miami off
more.
the jump, dude.
Yeah, it's true. That's also true.
So let's just go down the list here. At 11 a.m., it's going to kick off with a couple SC games. You'll have Florida at Kentucky. You'll have A&M against Arkansas, and that game's in Jerry World, as it always is. Jake, nobody believes in your Wildcats. Everybody is going Florida money line here.
I know.
So defend yourself. Defend your boy, Mark Poops.
Whoa.
Do you think what?
Whoa.
What?
What? I am not going to allow you to hate on my guy, Mark Stoops.
Why?
Okay, because...
What did you do last year with Will Levis and all them good players they had?
Will Levis was hurt.
What about Chris Rodriguez?
A lot of the year. He was suspended the first 4 games.
Yeah, so what? You know what those are? Excuses. You feed me more. That's what Kentucky always has. Excuses. And you know what?
Look, you can appreciate...
They didn't want to play a 9-game schedule. because Mark Poops wants to just
You
stack
are not
resume
gonna call
wins.
my man Mark Poops.
Why? You just did. It's funny.
No, I said you're not going to call him Mark Poops.
Why? You just did. It's funny.
No, I said you're not going to call him Mark Poops.
So you're going to call him Mark Poops?
No, I'm not either.
Okay.
Chet, that's Chris.
Look, all I'm saying is Kentucky ain't played no one. Okay,
Mhm.
They're like 130th in strength schedule.
132nd.
Last year, everybody keeps trying to tell me they're going to be good. They're going to be good.
Yeah.
They end up being the same old Kentucky. Mark Stoops
Well,
out
it's
here banging the drum,
not really fair.
wanting to go to 9 SEC games. Now, granted, the bigger reasons because Disney didn't want to pay. I understand that. Woodward told us that here on the show.
Yeah, he did.
But also, the advocates for not playing were like Kentucky was probably chief among them because Poops wants to continue to prop up his resume.
Look, Mark Stoops is somebody that I respect the world out of. I think he's gotten Kentucky in a place. Think about this. They lost to Florida 31 straight years.
True.
31 straight years, and now they've beaten them 3 out of the last 5.
Yeah,
And they're going
2
for
out of
3
last
in a row.
2 in a row, going for 3 in a row.
Okay, so that is program changing.
Yes.
And we all know because we've all watched SEC football for a long time, you could not turn on Jefferson Pilot Sports and not see Kentucky when we were all growing up. I mean, they were always the early game. They were always somebody that was a doormat, and they got beat up on. So he has changed the program, and this is a must-win for Kentucky. It's a must-win. If you want to get to the place where we're talking about you being a real contender in the East, it's Georgia, and then it's you after a space, you got to go win games like this. You went out and got Devin Leary to win games like this. You went and got Ray Davis to win games like this. So they have to – it's at home. And I don't know that if y'all have ever been to a game there, it's one of the most underrated places in the conference. Now, it's better at night, just like a lot of places are.
I saw it smash LSU at night. That's my
Oh,
only
my
real
gosh. I was
Kentucky
at that
memory.
game live, and
bad.
that was not great. So you have to win games like this. And this is a game in which if I'm Kentucky, I would be highly disappointed if I lost this one. And
Yes.
Mark Stoops knows it's an early kick. He had a great quote.
It's very good.
He's talking about, bringing the beers, drinking the beers, getting early, getting hydrated. Then he came back. He's like, we also have bourbon. I mean, this is Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah. Oh, he did. I missed that.
He
I heard
came
him
back.
say I have all the faith in the world in the Kentucky faithful to pound beers before 11 a.m.
And when he said pound beer, something like that, I mean,
Yeah.
T-Bob's going to appreciate that, even though he's hating on him now, calling him Mark Poops.
I don't think. Look, I'm sure he's awesome to hang out with.
He is.
Super chill dude. But Mark Poops is funny.
Well,
It's
I mean,
just
so
too
is Sam
obvious,
Pittman,
and
but
it's
I'm not
right
gonna-
there.
I'm not gonna
exactly.
condone
Sam
that.
Pittman also objectively funny.
But I'm not going to condone that.
Eli drink piss. Like that's funny too.
Whoa.
I just made that
Like,
one
you're-
up right now.
that's pretty-
That's
the
pretty
fact
good.
you made it up right
Just
now
right
is
now.
really good.
Okay.
But you're
come
talking
on.
about three good dudes and 2 of my favorite.
I know. Okay, so these are just jokes. In all seriousness, though, like you're getting at, Kentucky has to win this game.
They do.
It's one of the more perplexing things about this season to me has been with the return of Liam Cohen and the addition of Devin Leary. I really thought this Kentucky offense was going to get back to being like threatening and dynamic, and you just haven't seen it thus far, and I'm not entirely sure why.
You have not, and you've seen
And Leary's been
Devin.
throwing a bunch of picks.
Yeah, he's thrown 5 interceptions already, not taking care of the football, and that's just not something he's had in his past. And so, yeah, you got to get guys going. And it's been the offensive line, like the big blue wall, I believe is what they call themselves when they were dominating and getting guys
Hell
drafted. Landon Young, Saints offensive lineman, was a part of that. It hadn't been a big blue wall at all. It's been a lot of blue of sadness over the last couple of years. It just has not lived up to that name, and more the same this year. And I was shocked. They had two of their 3 representatives at SEC Media Day were offensive linemen. I'm like, okay, all right, this is going to be a better group. And it has not been. So that's been one of the struggles on offense. This game's going to be one for Kentucky, personally, if their defense can slow down the running game of Florida. Etienne is a stud. I think Graham Mertz is very, very efficient.
Yeah.
Now,
He's playing way better than I ever would have expected.
I
Graham
watched
Mertz to play.
I watched the Charlotte, Florida tape last night. Florida was bad in the red zone, bad in the red area, right? If Florida wants to win this game, they got to start scoring touchdowns and not field goals. And so I'm going to go story, Florida's offense, Kentucky's defense. That's going to be the key to the game. I like Kentucky still, though.
Oh, okay. So you are a bit at odds with the CFB hive mind here. The CFB hive mind seems to be leaning Florida.
Well, I mean, look,
I don't have a great. I played Florida money line, but I don't have a great read on it personally.
Against Utah and against Charlotte. They look good against Tennessee. Is Tennessee just bad? Kind of what you're talking about to start this segment. We're going to find out.
Yeah, I mean, the
my
question
my
of
favorite play of the weekend is the points in South Carolina.
The question of who is the second best team in the East is kind of fascinating right now because it could be anybody. I mean, is it one of the Tennessee and South Carolina teams? Like, is it South Carolina even though they've already lost twice? Like, it could be. Is it Mizzou, who looks great? Brady Cook's stats are crazy right now.
Yes.
Luther Burns, one of the most exciting players in the conference. Okay, so you like Kentucky. I like Florida here. And then we'll do
clip that up. Clip T-Bob saying I like Florida.
Yeah. Shout out CD. That's my boy, dude. What can I say? Spencer Hall, another Florida grad, right?
Laura Rutledge, Andrea Adelson.
Yeah.
A lot of people in our profession.
Texas A&M, Arkansas in Jerry World. A&M should win this game. I like Max Johnson. Arkansas obviously played very well last week. A lot of that due to LSU's defense and their problems. A&M's defense, obviously, you saw what Tyler Van Dyke did against him, but Tyler Van Dyke's actually been incredible this year. So it's like I can't ding them too hard for that. I just think A&M's the better team. Don't overthink. Even though this game's always close, but the other part of this game is it's always close and weird, but Arkansas always goes out of their way to find a way to lose.
That's also fair. KJ Jefferson reaching over the goal line is almost a touchdown. No, it's actually a touchdown the other way. 90 whatever yards for Texas A&M. And so I'm going to go A&M as well. Look, what a luxury for A&M. I mean, Connor Wegman, who's playing incredible, certainly to the expectation we had for him coming into the year. He goes down. Oh, yeah, I've got a Max Johnson who started multiple double-digit games in the SEC, had some success in the SEC. It's a great luxury to have, certainly in today's college football, to have a backup you feel great about like that with the experience that Max Johnson has in the same league. I mean, he's played Arkansas a couple of different times, obviously, in his career. So I like A&M in that one, too.
There is not a backup quarterback that I've ever seen that has 42 career touchdowns to 7 picks in the SEC. Not coming from Group of 5, but a guy who did it it's unreal. I mean, he would start on about half of the SEC teams most likely, and he's just been sitting there the bench in college.
Auburn would trade 3 first-rounders and a player to be named later for Max Johnson.
Auburn would be significantly better if they had Max. Like, they would actually be frisky if they had Max Johnson this year. All right, so we both like A&M. We're opposite of Florida, Kentucky. We get back. We'll keep picking these games. Keep it locked right here. Get yours in the chat as well on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scoocha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Step inside an Infiniti QX50, and you'll find a suite of driver-focused features tailored to your tastes. But most of all, you'll find luxury that lets you feel infinitely you. Visit your local Infiniti retailer today.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one...
Week 5 in the prep football season, and we get started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview presented by Brock. Catholic High and Northside kick off at 7, and it's immediately followed by Louisiana Prep Scoreboard presented by Lake Urgent Care. On YouTube, Your View, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
For the radio, hello, hello somebody, yeah, I'ma move my body, yeah, I'ma be somebody, you never know when you gonna need somebody, hello, somebody, yeah, I'ma move my body, yeah, you gonna be somebody, you never know when you gonna need somebody, hello.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, Big Faye, what's happening? What's up? Hello.
What's happening?
Fave, defend your people. The LSU defense is garbage right now. What's up? Our guys are fine, okay? Offense kicking ass, rolling up and down the field. When are y'all going to do something?
Well, T-Bob, if there's one time we're going to see that, it's going to be this weekend because Dart's going to run the ball. He's going to pass it. So if our defense don't have a it needs to be this weekend and honestly.
Fave, when you look at the tape from last week, what do you feel went most wrong trying to defend KJ Jefferson and the Hogs?
I mean, I think it was what we talked about last week, and it's not being able to keep him uncomfortable in the pocket. He's a big quarterback. Don't get me wrong, T-Bob. He has the size, but I felt like defensively up front, we could have did a little more effort, maybe some more run stunts, something of that nature. Hey, we pulled off the win, but it really shouldn't have been that close at home. And I hate to say it. I mean, I got to pick on my area first. It starts up front. The D-line got to do a better job at staying in their rush lanes, keep it contained most importantly. But hey, first and second down, fellas, I mean, you got to win in your gaps. You got to shut down that run, you know. So that's something I hope Coach harped on this week.
Big Fave, you went against KJ Jefferson last week, 6'3", 250 pounds. You mentioned his size, big quarterback. As a defensive lineman, do you change your technique knowing you've got a quarterback like that? Maybe he's a little bit harder to get on the ground because we saw LSU in the backfield really all night long. He was able to get away from almost every single rush that LSU had. Look, big body, but do you change anything as a defensive lineman knowing you're going against a quarterback like that?
Slight changes has to, and it really is about bulking up in the middle. You want your heavier guys to be in the middle more, just for the simple fact, if he does rush at the middle, you got a big presence. We've seen this before up close. We've seen Jamarcus Russell be the same size damn near. Listen, right? When we went to the NFL, he was my size.
Yeah,
he was my size.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is, you don't want to tackle somebody like this, especially let's say, for instance, you're Greg Penn or Zay Alexander. You don't want to tackle him up top, and I think that's something we should have approached a little differently last week in regards to bringing him down and having a better plan for making plays on him.
Fave, one guy we've talked about a lot this week is Mason Smith, and it's not that Mason Smith is playing poorly, right? He's playing very solid. He hasn't had the big flash moments, but Brian Kelly was asked about that. He's like, well, yeah, look, man, we're asked him to play nose, and the nose has to do a lot of dirty work. There's just not as much playmaking potential as when you're in a 3 or a 5. Brian Kelly did go on to say, maybe there's some more interesting ways in which we could be using him. I mean, there's certainly emerges of Jordan Jefferson, but as we do every week, give us your breakdown of what you saw out of number 0.
Well, what I saw out of Mason was a guy who did have presence in the middle. We didn't see those big plays yet. We're still waiting on that big sack or the huge tackle for loss, because this kid has so much potential in that regard. I think you are dealing with a guy who never really had a chance to show who he was.
Yeah.
You were hurt the entire last season. You're suspended Florida State. You come back on a Grambling game. We see you in Mississippi State. We see what you were able to do last week as well against Arkansas in regards to just having your responsibility. But this week, he's going to have his opportunity because his team likes to run that option. They like to run. Their quarterback likes to be the main rusher, similar to what we have going on into the emergence of Logan Diggs, to step up and really have some presence. But I honestly think that Mason, he's getting a few more games under his belt, he'll be okay.
And then the other guy that's been in the headlines, Fave, and it's because he's someone who I think should be earning more playing time, is Jordan Jefferson. He's been fantastic all year. He's the 9th highest rated rush defender for interior defensive linemen in the country right now, according to PFF. What have you seen? Like, how is he having so much success when you watch him play?
First and foremost, I like how you're rocking that 99. See, we need a little more of that.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about it.
Looks way better than anybody I've seen in that uniform.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the dreads, which looks cooler. His guts not as... Fave had that kingpin, solid belly. It's all muscle.
Yeah.
But it just,
Yeah, he looks like he looks more like T.Y. Tyson Jackson out there than Big Fave.
So he's rocking that 99. But he's consistent, y'all. He's showing up in the pass rush. He's showing up. He's showing his experience. And I watched a little bit of his film from West Virginia. And I was like, man, we're going to be all right with this kid. He's making plays. So Jordan Jefferson is someone, in my opinion, who gives us that confidence up front. Like, okay, 99 is in, he's going to make some plays. He's going to make it do what it do. So I expect him to continue to grow on what he's already done. Such as he plays with good hands. He doesn't have an issue with getting off the blocks. You don't catch him stuck on the blocks, and that's how he's able to make plays. So we're lucky to have a guy like that in our rotation.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask him just about the outside real quick, T-Bob. Swinson looks like he's done a really nice job of getting in the backfield. Obviously, we've talked about it already, trying to get the quarterback on the ground. Like, what have you seen from some of these edge rushers? Obviously, Harold Perkins, in the first half last week, that was such a huge play and really gave LSU the momentum. Have you seen that group get better?
That group's got better, Hester. It has. Swanson, he even showed us something in a Florida State game, but we lost. So, it went unnoticed. But I love him, Ovi as well. I think he does an exceptional job at making plays as well off the edge. We're going to and I know I talked about Mason Smith and how important that he was going to be, but those guys off the edge, especially with the option teams, I think that playing discipline is important, right? D-lineman, interior guys, you got to have dive. I don't know if they're going to go defensive end quarterback or safety in the box pitch or whatever. However they decide to do that, just being disciplined and sound, and the way Perkins played last week, the way Swanson has been coming along, I think these guys has really shown us that they're getting better each week, and that's all you can ask.
Fave, how was the wedding last week? For those that don't know, Fave was going to be singing in a wedding around managing the game and everything. How'd it go?
Pretty good. I'm going to have to my dad was recording a Noel performance, so he missed most of my singing. But, man, I rocked Hello Somebody in the basketball. I mean, call it after the wedding reception. Man, we rocked it, brother. Last week was just filled of adventure for us. This was my first time, like, really testing out being the baller broadcaster, right? Being a guy that played ball, does a little bit of music and broadcasting, and it is super exciting. I love it.
Ooh, so is that the branding we're going with? I love that, the baller broadcaster.
Yeah, that's the album. Matter of fact, let me send you the cover from the album. It's crazy because when y'all listen to the full album, y'all gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this for me right here." Cause it's us, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Yes, indeed. That's what Gorilla and Hello Somebody, some of the featured songs on it. But,
okay,
man,
right
I enjoyed
on.
it. It's catching flam. Yeah, man.
How long you been working on baller broadcaster?
Well, Baller Broadcaster released last summer.
Okay.
So we released it last summer. Right now, we're working on Lover.
Okay.
Lover's the new album we're working on right now.
Damn, Faye, what you know about that?
Nowhere.
What you know about
something, man,
I mean, you're pretty good at everything else, so I figure you might have something there. A true Renaissance man, big. Yeah, send me whatever baller broadcaster is. Inside the Trenches going to be at Smalls and Marrero again today?
We at Smalls and Marrero again today, baby. And today, I think I'm gonna go 2 Smalls. I'm gonna get the fries with the queso dip, and I'm gonna skip the milkshake today. I'm gonna just go ahead and get like a tea or something. That's gonna give me the day.
Hell yeah!
And Mario, I got you, baby. Mario, I got you.
Hell yeah.
Put Mario in his place, Big Face.
Smalls are so good, dude. It's crazy.
My place being Smalls, yes.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Ben Levy says, man, what I would give to have Big Fave on Monday Night Football. Hell yeah, dude. I agree.
Oh, yeah. Well, I rock that thing. See, Spears and Ryan, them boys know when I come around, they're going to crack jokes. Ryan got to recite some jokes and stuff like that. I'm a boy, man.
All right, Fave. You have a great day. Send us what you were talking about, and have fun at Smalls today. Of course, you can catch Fave, BT, and Hunt on the LSU pregame on Eagle 91 and LSU postgame, bringing you all of that coverage inside the trenches. Yeah, bruh, actually, we need to get BT on here because he's got some splaining to do as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not even really Fave's group as much. Like the D-line's fine. BT's got some splaining to do what's exactly going on. But if you want to hear what Brandon Thomas has to say, you check out the LSU pre and post. Fave, you take it easy, man.
Y'all do the same, fellas. Thanks for having me. Hello, somebody.
Hello, somebody. Big Fave at Big Fave 504, the absolute best, man. What did he say? I wanted to revisit it, but we were on time. What did he say? Why didn't his dad film it?
He was filming something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm confused. What else was he filming? And it feels like his job was to film Fave performing.
Yeah. I saw the video he was talking about, though. Somebody got it.
Okay, there it is. We got the album right here. Hell yeah. All right, when we get back, more OTB will revisit that SEC slate.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Noel Family Distillery. I'm not gonna lie here. I love Chip and Natalie, okay? The father-daughter combo. So I'm already inclined to like these people. What I did not expect was to like their spirits as much as I do. I will go to the mat for these. Even my wife, notoriously picky. She's one of those annoying people where you try to tell her something and she's kind of like always like, like a little, I don't know, I like this. I already know I like this. No. She dipped into the rum a couple nights ago, blown away. Not even a rum girl. Just needed some, little nightcap, take the edge off a long day. Blown away. Loves it. Okay. You will too, whether it's rum, vodka, tequila. When you go to the bar, you go to the grocery store, buy local. Forget about Austin, Texas. It's all about Noel right there in Donaldsonville. Okay. Noel Family Distillery. Go ask for it today.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
We're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Football's more fun when you're in on the action. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Do it now. Sign up with the code Baton Rouge. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code Baton Rouge. The crown is yours. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Licensed partner Golden Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2533.
Tune in this Sunday as we bring you a trio of NFL games. Starting with our noon kickoff, the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Then immediately following, we'll bring you the Raiders and Chargers before our nightcap, the Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Jets, here on 104.5 ESPN.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Daniel Batchenbrock cannot understand a single word of that disclaimer. Yeah, that was a fast boy.
Yeah, we said the same.
Samuel, T-Bob, you going to brew at the zoo tonight? I am not. Wife's out of town. Going to shoot a wedding, so I got the chillins. But, man, it was about a good time. And we're not doing, and I don't think that we've even done any promotion for him or anything this year. So this is, just my opinion.
I love how y'all say opinion. Faye said it too.
Faye said it too.
Yeah, that must be like a South Louisiana
that's what
opinion.
that's what I'm thinking as well, yeah. But Brew at the Zoo is I've only got to go twice, and it's some of the most fun I've ever had. I mean, you're just talking about delicious, tasty homebrew beers, like, big companies beers, like if you like beer, it's a literal beer heaven. And it's like, it's in the zoo. It's cool. There's like animals. And it might be a kind of cool night tonight. Apparently my daughter left the house this morning and asked my mom if it was going to snow because it was 73 degrees. Said, you sweet summer child. Like from Game of Thrones, you sweet summer child. No, but it did feel pretty good. So
that's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
I almost feel sorry for them that they feel like that's snow weather.
T-Roy Entertainment. Yeah, no, for sure. T-Roy Entertainment. T-Bob Hester, you bring up how great Perkins is, but he seems to be taught every play he makes, and my thoughts are he will be flagged. Just make the play and walk away. Okay, he had the trash-talking penalty, which, sure, you don't want to do that. I don't know. I thought it was kind of soft. But I think we're all in agreement that the late hit penalty was not actually a late hit.
No.
That was an awful call.
Yeah.
And Brian Kelly said as much. He said as much.
Did we ever figure out what they said when they sent it in and they send it back? It's always funny to me to hear that response.
I mean, no, it's always just like, yeah, you were right.
I'll say this.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, you're right.
My
you're
bad,
right.
dude.
I think that's a nitpicky.
You don't even get that. You don't even get it, my bad.
I for sure think that's a nitpicky comment. But I do actually understand what he's saying. There's a lot of times where Perkins is like, dude's walking away from him. He's getting in his face a little bit. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but it is something that's occurring. Again, I think it's
got
nitpicky.
one flag, right?
Yeah, but I think he's saying like he's going to get flagged more if he continues to do it. It is something.
What is
that
Minority Report? You want to send somebody to jail for just thinking
that's
about
what I'm
committing
saying.
a crime? What are we talking about?
I have seen
What
it.
are you,
I don't
pre-crime?
care.
Are you Tom Cruise?
No, I don't care. But I'm just saying,
sometimes, and they're going to disagree with this, whatever, I don't care. Sometimes a player like that's what fuels that player.
Yeah, dude.
I played with guys like that. Lights Out was like that. Like he had to have that because it fueled him. And when the other guy started talking trash, Sean Merriman around the edge, sack, fumble. I mean, that's just who he was.
Yeah,
it was like a great dude.
No, for sure.
Like on the field, that's who he had to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think it's an issue, but it's like I do actually know. I know what he's talking about. I don't care, but I do know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Well, look, if other coaches,
talking trash.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Other coaches, I'm sure, will be like, hey, watch after the play, whatever. So that's what you have to be careful with. Like if they go into the game when you talk to the officials, and Lane Kiffin does feel like somebody that would do that.
Corlin Jacob says, I feel like you'll eventually get a ref who will flag it. No, I mean, the refs pretty much get it, man. I mean, I don't know. Getting in cheap shots, talking trash, it is a weird dividing line.
The guy from Arkansas, two-hand shoved Logan Diggs in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
In front of, 6 feet in front of the referee and didn't get anything. So, it's not consistent. So, it's hard to say what will be called and what won't be called.
So, yes, in a perfect world, maybe you just walk away every time. But, that's not, it's an emotional game, football is. You don't want a bunch of just little soft robots running around going through the motions. You want people who feel like their balls are on fire and they're fired up and they want to attack somebody, want blood to spill out their teeth, feel the opponent's pain, and then revel in it. Don't be sad when the opponent's in pain, but want to cause them more pain.
Yeah.
I used to always say, beg them to stop hitting you and then hit them harder.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
And God, we're going to sound like some old men, but in today's college football and really pro football as well, we got too many buddies. We got too many friends.
Yeah, why are Travis Hunter and Henry Blackburn hanging out? Travis Hunter should have cheap shot him in the chest the second he saw him.
I don't even care about that. I'm just saying, like,
that's actually a feel good story.
Like too many buddies, too many friends. Like, and like, you know, and it's okay to have friends on other teams and stuff. You do that in the off season or when you're not playing them. Like,
or don't.
There ain't no buddies. Like, even when I played against LSU guys in the NFL, like, we are boys, but not right now. Not for these 60 minutes. And like, I loved LSU. Like, when Boosie was playing in the stadium, LSU is just yelling across the sideline at Arkansas. I love that. I want more of that. So your team needs stuff like that. You got to have, like, Coastal Carolina coach said it a long time ago. Got some dogs. I want no cats meowing.
None of that.
That's why I'm pumped for the Saints game Sunday. Like, Saints and Bucs at this point are teams that do not like each other at all.
They do hate each other. They have actual bad blood.
Yeah,
they ain't hanging out at the Pro Bowl.
No. Yes, no.
They ain't going to dinner.
There's like a 90% chance there's going to be at least one fight.
If I was Marshawn Lattimore at the Pro Bowl, I would block Mike Evans' server from bringing him food. Just run up and just bat it down right before he got to the table and stare him down. Say, what? Say something.
We were talking about Taylor, about the origin of the very first Lattimore and Mike Evans fight. It was instigated by Jameis Winston. Y'all remember that?
That's true.
When he was
put his finger in his face.
Yeah, and it's escalated in the 5 years since for sure.
Okay, real quick, running through some of these other SEC picks. Georgia smashes Auburn, no doubt about that. Mizzou will beat Vanderbilt in Nashville. Do we know if what? Oh my God, why is my brain not working?
I don't know where you're trying to get to.
Both Luther Burden and why am I blanking? Brady Cook. Are Brady Cook and Burden going to play? They were both questionable.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so they'll beat Vanderbilt. They'll be undefeated with LSU going to Como. That's cool.
And if LSU wins, Missouri wins, small chance. If game day doesn't go to Texas, Oklahoma, because they've been there so many times before, you could see game day in Como for a ranked-on-ranked LSU-Mizzou matchup.
That's a big if.
Yeah, that's very optimistic.
I mean, with Sark and Venables. But I feel they've done it
if they don't want to go to, like, I'm sure Big Noon Kick has that right.
Yes, 100. That's true. That is true. Yeah.
So I'm sure they don't want to go back again to the same game like they did a couple of weeks ago. So
that's fair.
Like, I'm just trying to put it out there in the ether. But I'd love to see game day from Como.
I would love to too. I just don't have a lot of faith. LSU-Ole Miss we talked about to death. South Carolina, Tennessee.
12-point spread. Is this on the
Wait, who's the 12-point favorite?
Tennessee.
Oh, I'm hammering South Carolina.
Yeah, I feel like that's okay. So that's a pontoon parlay.
Gotta be
right there.
Yeah.
Okay, we all feel good about that.
It's a little
but it's
smelly.
almost a little too stinky because it feels too obvious, right?
Well, yeah. But last week we had 4 pretty stinky picks and they all hit.
Yeah.
Well, one push. But
how about this? Tennessee only 9 plays of 20 yards or more this year. Like, they went from being like the most explosive team in the country to one of the least.
Which is weird because, Joe Milton throws at 100 yards. T-Bob, that's all we heard in the offseason, man.
God. And so many bros at SEC Media Day, like, would say that like it was an actual thing that was going to help on a football field.
Well, I mean, if you have a receiver that can, like, if you had a Jalen Hyatt, it would. I just don't think they have a Jalen Hyatt anymore, right?
I mean, they got receivers, but T-Bob, I mean, you know this. Like, when are you ever going to have the time to throw it 90 yards?
Bro, if I had Tyreek Hill, I would throw it 90 yards and just let him run underneath it. 100%.
Yeah, but he wouldn't get to 90 yards before the defensive line got
I'd just put more air on it.
That's a lot of air.
Yeah, just find that, like, sweet spot, like 65 yards, ton of arc, and Tyreek just runs under it every play.
J-Rock could get on one knee and throw it 60 yards. Like,
and he was a dog.
I mean, it's a talent that you have, but J-Rock was a much better quarterback than Joe Milton.
I mean, Spencer Rattler's awesome, to be clear. It's crazy. Actually, South Carolina, the best red zone touchdown percentage in the SEC. LSU second on that list. Arkansas third. This is some interesting numbers here. Ole Miss second to last in touchdown percentage of red zone. So they've been awful when they get in the 20, finishing in the end zone. Alabama, dead last. There's so much that's weird about Alabama's offense statistically this year.
Which is weird to think about because, like, you would think Milroe would be dynamic inside the red zone. But
yeah, I know.
I mean,
but he throws picks. I think this is a must-win for Tennessee. I crown them as a team that was always going to be in that 9-3 range. That was immediately going to be the second-best team in the East. If they don't win this, none of that is true. And so you're at night. It's kneeling. They're wearing the black unis. Tennessee's got to show up, dude. Who do we think's going to win the game? I don't care about the spread for this. Who do we think's going to win the game?
Tennessee or South Carolina?
Yeah.
I'll call it right now. South Carolina money line for me.
The only problem I have is the road portion, and Tennessee does have a pretty good pass rush.
I have no faith in Joe Milton. I haven't since the season started, so I'm going Spencer Rattler.
It's weird. He's been unexciting. He hasn't been like an abject disaster. Tennessee leads the conference in sacks with 16.
Oh, that offensive line, boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They got more issues in Vogue.
I'm going to go Tennessee, but I do think South Carolina covers.
All right. I think I like South Carolina. I think I like South Carolina. Money line?
Okay.
Why not?
I think Tennessee to win and cover in a bounce back spot.
Yeah, Neyland's a tough place to play, but South Carolina, as we always say, peaks and valleys. And when those peaks are peaking, they be peaking.
Well, and Spencer Rattler, this is when he announced himself to the world last year.
Yeah.
As being back. 6 touchdowns, no picks, freaking dominated him.
63 points?
Yeah, 63 to like 30-something. And then finally, Alabama, Mississippi State. I don't know about y'all. I hammered Alabama here.
14.5?
Yeah. I just don't.
Does Mississippi State play Vanderbilt this year? Does anybody know?
I don't think so.
Because I'm trying to figure out which team's actually worse.
That's Vanderbilt.
It's still Vanderbilt.
It's close, though.
But
yeah, they don't play Vandy, but it's Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it's Vanderbilt. But, I mean, I don't know what I would play on the spread in that game.
Yeah.
A.J. Swan just throws too many picks. I was excited about him coming in this year, but he just does too many picks.
The highest rated quarterback they've ever gotten, I believe.
Okay, so Alabama wins.
Yeah, it's in Stark Vegas, but that doesn't. I mean,
I don't think it
we saw
matters.
LSU go there and hammer the Bulldogs.
All right, when we get back here on OTB, let's close up hour number 2. I got some. A guy who's been hitting me up on Twitter trying to break in with his picks. I've looked at some of his numbers. What he's claiming publicly is very good. He seems to have a group that he kind of, that pay him for picks and everything. So we're gonna check out. See, he's got some plays for us, and we'll judge him when we get back here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100.
Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. I'll be running on adrenaline from watching the Ryder Cup. We'll have Preston Guy of TigerBait.com, and we'll break down Saints and Bucks, Tigers Rebs. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, welcome back, OTB. This is Mark Mint, SC. What does he call his gambling group? The Mint Crew. Jake, what do you think about these picks? I think these picks are pretty good. He's got UTEP money line. -105. They're playing La Tech. Here's some shocking stats on the Bulldogs.
Go Dogs.
Haven't won a game on the road. And I don't know if this is true. I'm just going to read all this. But this, I mean, this all seems very well researched. Haven't won a game on the road in 3 years. Says La Tech's lost 17 games in a row on the road, 6 in a row to Texas teams. Also, 3,700 feet elevation in El Paso compared to around 300 feet in Ruston. So UTEP money lines play number 1. Syracuse plus 7.5. They're undefeated at home. Who's Syracuse play this week, actually?
Clemson.
Okay, yes. So undefeated at home. Syracuse, Clemson always, Syracuse always seems to perform well in that game. He seems to think that Clemson will be checked out. I don't know if I love this pick. I could see this going sideways and maybe Clemson wanted to prove a point because Clemson did look very good for much of the game last week, but we'll see. Auburn, team total under 14.5. Three straight at Georgia, including 4 last 5, 5 last 7. They've scored under 14.5 points. We all know about how bad Auburn's quarterback situation is. Also loves Georgia minus the 13.5. I haven't seen a 13.5. I would smash that.
Yeah,
I think I actually hopped on at 14.5. I'm feeling very good about the Dogs winning this. And then he likes the Kentucky money line. In Florida, not so good on the road under Napier. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 1-6 on the road overall under Napier.
They're what?
1-6 on the road, I think.
I mean, I guess that, yeah. I mean, check, that probably check out.
Here's a fun fact. Syracuse, number 2 in the country in defensive yards per play. Only behind UCLA. So, we'll see, Mark. We'll see how those picks go. There it is. Mark,
I know they got a quarterback in Garrett Schrader who 17th year in college. If I
I don't get it. How's he still playing football?
I have no idea. He was a quarterback at Mississippi State before Will Rogers,
Mike Leach, right?
Yeah, so he when LSU went to Mississippi State in 19, he came in relief in that game. He didn't start the game, but he came in and played most of it in 19.
Yeah. He was the quarterback before Mike Leach.
Yeah, but see, look, guys, here's what it is.
Oh, wow.
No, COVID years messing everybody up. That was his true freshman year, so 19.
Yeah.
20 didn't count. 21, 22, 23, so that's 4 years.
Oh, no, for sure. I'm just saying it's crazy to think about how much has happened since we first saw Garrett Schrader burst on the scene.
I don't know what class anyone is anymore.
No.
Until at least 2 more years, I'm not going to know what any class anybody is.
Did he do the helicopter spin?
Yes,
that was
him.
State.
Insane helicopter spin. He also used to wear jean shorts, right? Isn't that what he was known for? He wore some sexy jean shorts, kind of Gardner Minshew style. He's been pretty good for Babers and company the last couple of years. Shout out Garrett Schrader, I suppose. All right, next hour, we got to put together our pontoon parlay. We got Rivs coming in, so we're going to drink some champagne, hang out. Cole Kurzlad. I'm going to meet Cole Kurzlad actually this week. The Noel tequila was delicious last week. Maybe, I don't know if you can drink tequila every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Some would view that as problematic. Probably the same nerds that thought that me sleeping on my neighbor's concrete yard was problematic. Or driveway. I mean, get out of here.
Right.
I don't have a problem. I was just tired. It was comfy. And hey, come out to Don Juan tomorrow, man. It's 5 o'clock. Them night games always get weird. I swear I am going to lose my mind probably worse than I've ever lost to Jake if LSU loses this game. It's just going to be disastrous. So if you want to come live and die and celebrate, it's going to be a good time at DJ tomorrow. More OTB Hour 3 coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Rejuve Me Medical. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to feel younger. Let's say you're having mood and memory problems and you have a weight gain that you can't get under control. You don't have the endurance you used to have when you were working out. You don't even have the endurance you used to have when you're in the bedroom. Maybe you're just having full-on sexual dysfunction. Look, the point is, it's okay. You're getting older. These are all natural things. But guess what? There's also a way to treat them. Go and Rejuve Me. Get that free consultation. They'll customize a plan for you to get you to where you want to be. Maybe it's HRT. Maybe it's semaglutide. Maybe it's not. The point is, get to your goals with Rejuve Me Medical.
Yeah, go to the website and find a list of conditions they can treat for you. T-Bob mentioned some of them, and that list is long and distinguished. But maybe you just don't know what you have going on. That's why you set up the consultation. It's right there in the top right corner of the web page. Rejuve Me. Kid Cudi, that's an awful first pitch. RejuveMeMedical.com. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come home in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means It's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Friday, September 29th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 91. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. And you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo! Welcome back, OTB! Hour number 3. Woo! Football Friday. This is always when I feel like I'm actually done with the show for the week. So that's great. It's great. I don't know what this next hour is going to be.
Not that he's not going to give you his best, but
No,
he just
not
feels
going
like
to. Not that.
it's at the end of the week, you know.
Not going to. Completely checked out.
Yeah.
So weekly senioritis.
To be clear, I am checked. Woo.
Very excited. Oh, didn't bounce back this time. Champagne shenanigans about to get underway. Rivs.
Hey.
Funny having you back.
Yeah, okay.
Weird.
Look.
Last week.
Look.
Tried to tell me I was a little too comfy a couple weeks ago.
I had to.
Yeah.
week.
Would you like to rehash what you came in here a couple Fridays ago and said we were too cocky?
Here's the deal, right? I had to come in here like that because if we ended up winning, I was going to be able to be like, see?
And then if you lost,
but
you would
everybody
skip the next
always
week.
thought we were going to lose anyways.
It's a good play.
Like, you really got to just
Sometimes
come in hot.
Sometimes in sports takes, you got to plant your flag on the real estate that no one wants and just hope that there's oil in them there rocks.
Exactly.
And a lot of times it's just a barren patch of wasteland, and that's why nobody wanted it.
Which is what I found.
Yeah, but
That
every
is
now
what
and
I
then,
found.
every now and then you find some gold, and you're like, I tried to tell you. Nobody wanted to listen.
Well, so listen to my game day experience. So,
You going to Alabama game this week?
no.
Weekend?
No.
Oh, wow.
Hell no.
That's weird.
No. Although, Alabama's definitely not back, so maybe this is the game I should have gone to. Maybe we win this one, That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, maybe for sure, Maybe
Anyway,
there's gold in their caves.
I'm gonna keep looking. Just mining, My game day experience was, so it's 11 a.m. game, which, to be clear, I've said this on this show. I've said it to anyone who will listen. I love 11 a.m. games.
Okay.
We're not talking about it right now, but I love 11 a.m. games. So I was excited about that.
Are you the Big Ten?
Wait, let's expound on that. Why? And then we can get back to the story.
Timing-wise, I think the timing of it is perfect. I know that, the connotation, 11 a.m. games, bad game, bad teams. I get that, and I get that's why a lot of people don't like it. But timing-wise, especially now that I'm a parent, it is perfect. We get out there at 8 a.m., we tailgate, we drink the mimosas, we do the thing. It's still enough time to feel like you get to have fun.
So I guess that's the thing, right? is
like a 2:30 kick's pretty.
Some
good
people
too for
some people want the 8 hours of drinking and everything else.
But listen, you still get it. So you go to the game. The game ends at what, like 2, 3. So then you come back to the tailgate.
Okay.
You're either really excited, popping bottles, or you're just drowning your sorrows out at the tailgate.
And you're probably watching football.
And you're watching
at the tailgate.
football at the tailgate. There's no rush to take the tailgate
No
down.
traffic.
There's like, by the time you get home, it's like 6 or 7. It's still early. You get to eat dinner at your own home.
All
Everything's
very
packed out.
old person points, but all very fair points as well.
The 8 a.m. I don't.
Look, no,
Saturday's like the only day.
Jay Rester was there at 6 a.m.
Right.
Just,
A lot. Yeah. I mean,
you
a
know?
lot of people are, and like
Bro,
3:30.
last week there were people. I'm seeing tailgate tweets from like, what is he? He used to be drunk last month. I can't remember. Some Twitter. I don't know. Guys up there like 4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Like already setting up and already with a drink in hand. Like,
Yes,
good God,
that's my dad.
14 hours away.
So 8 a.m. felt late. Like, my dad was like, all right, well, you're not going to get a good parking spot. Like, what are you going to do? I'm like, he's like so stressed that we're not out there
That's
early
a classic
enough.
dad move right there.
I know.
Yeah.
So we get there. We do the mimosas. It was great. My kids are finally at an age, both of them, where they are thriving at a tailgate. They are thriving.
Oh, nice.
Yes, they're playing. It's like the weather's nice. I saw a couple people from Baton Rouge. Justin Vincent stopped by my tailgate.
Hell yeah.
I am his official tailgate in Starkville. Like, not that he's
JB.
avoiding his job, like raising money, but he hangs out at my tailgate. And then we go to the game. This is the first game we are taking our kids to.
Oh, they went to the game.
They went
Oh, wow.
to the game. Estelle, very excited. She is mad at me because I didn't bring her cowbell. I didn't think to bring her cowbell.
What? Why not?
So my dad, Lynn's.
I thought that was like kind of like the most
She's
basic
4.
thing that you do at an
She's
SEC. What?
Yeah. If
No
she's
way.
4 months, it's Starkville.
Well, also,
Well,
like,
don't you worry, Jay Rester.
don't kids love
my
cowbells?
dad had just a number of them for her to choose from, so she
Wait,
gets
what?
one.
So Jay just stays strapped like that?
We stay strapped. Yes,
Just
they're
like
just everywhere.
he's like opens up, hey kids, you want to come here, and he like opens up the trench coat. It's just different cowbells.
I'm thinking of a utility belt that has multiple cowbells on it.
That's actually not a bad invention for a Missouri State fan. So we go to the game. Estelle's like locked in. She's good. Grant's only concern is finding Bully. Mike was fine for a little while. We couldn't find Bully on the field, but we did see Mike because we're kind of sitting by the visitor side. So he like
There was bullying going on in the field.
yeah. And then the cowbell started ringing, and this is the first time Grant has ever been.
That's a
in
lot.
it.
It's so
That's a
loud.
lot.
It's got to be freaked
Nope,
him out.
Nope. He was not in. I think we
Yeah.
watched half of a quarter.
Alice would
Half of
start
a
crying.
quarter.
Alice wouldn't be able to handle cowbells either. Alice would be like,
Again,
Yeah,
Estelle.
even Memphis,
Estelle's
7, he
got
wouldn't
a
like it.
grown-up cowbell. She's ringing it. She's like in. Grant was just like, nah.
Yeah.
I can't see Bully.
Yeah.
It's very loud. I'm gonna need to go back to the tailgate. And so
well, hey, you got to start on the post hangout.
we made it half a quarter, and I got to see half a quarter of football, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, I've seen it all. I've seen what I need to see. Good instincts, Grant.
I'm good to go back to the tailgate and go back
How
to my
far of
mimosas.
a walk is the stadium to the tailgate?
Not far at all. Like,
How long did Kevin and Estelle say?
Well, so I took Estelle with me because once she saw that the other kid was leaving,
Okay,
she was
yeah.
like, But my dad and Kevin stayed through a quarter, I think. So they were not far behind us. It's like one of those things where you're in the stadium. It's hot. You can drink in the stadium, but it's expensive. All the booze is back at the tailgate. You're not playing well,
I mean, it was written after the first quarter. Essentially, that game was. You could see where the trends were,
Yeah.
where they're going.
To be honest though, I was shocked they were back so early.
You thought maybe they'd stick around for a little bit longer.
Just a little.
Well,
I mean,
we enjoyed Don Juan.
Zach
It was
Arnett,
I saw
not a lot of
and
stress.
The 1 week you go to Don Juan's.
Not a lot of stress. Yeah.
What Zach Arnett has done to that offense deserves leaving
photos
in the first quarter.
I don't know if y'all sent all those texts all at once, but I just received them all as like an onslaught.
we did. No, we
Okay, I was like,
it was on purpose at one time.
We timed it up where
We
okay,
synced
1, 2, 3, send.
Don't like
Yep.
0 out of 10 recommend. I'm like, just at that point, drunk at the tailgate, just,
I know.
I know. It was so,
I really like
no
your
stress.
sad
I
picture.
thoroughly
on the other
enjoyed
side.
watching the game with T-Bob.
Tomorrow's gonna be stressed because I ain't trying to lose to Ole Miss.
look, so this is my deal. Please don't mess this up.
I know. I agree.
If you come into Starkville and you beat us, and then you go to Oxford, and you let Ole Miss win, I will never recover.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. We can't do it. We can't do it. We owe it to our Starkville brethren.
You owe it to me.
Owe it to ourselves. We can't lose to Jackson Fart.
That's the first time you've done that.
Wait. Hold on. How about this?
Really?
But
the first time he's used, I've been waiting for him to use Jackson Fart.
Because he tweeted it last week. I sent him a text message about it.
But how about this one that he just made up 5 seconds ago?
Okay.
Lane Sniffin.
That's not funny at all.
He's also had Eli.
Lane Sniffin loves Jackson Fart. He loves sniffing farts.
He also had Eli drink piss.
Eli drink piss to go along with Mark Poops.
Okay.
I mean, I'm on fire today.
Are you in 5th grade? What's happening right
Sam
now?
Titman is another one he's used.
Lane Sniffin. Lane Sniffin loves fart.
Lane Sniffin.
We'll see, man.
How about that?
We can't lose this game, though.
You cannot.
You cannot. I will be furious. It'll be as furious. I'll be even more
I don't
furious
wanna
in the
have to
Kentucky game at Whiskey and Wine.
I don't want to have to see Mincy like doing his
his whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. He yells and turns his head to the side, and I don't.
Oh my God!
No one's got time for that.
No hotty toddy BS. See, look, Rohit Kalva. That's so good, Lamau. Thank you. You know.
Lamau.
Yeah. LMAO.
Yeah.
I like to say Lamau.
Lamau. I actually like that. I'll give you credit for it 2 times, and then it's mine.
Lamau Zedong.
That actually reminds me.
Well, it's not mine. I got it from the internet.
Do you remember this?
Exactly.
So Sam Favors, shout out. She used to produce this show when I had a baby, and then I don't know. She did a bunch of different stuff. She was in town last weekend. We went to have drinks, and so I was giving her like different options. Like this is where we could meet. You pick. And I did not remember this until she said it. She sent me a voice message back, and I was like, did she mean to do that? Like it's only 4 seconds long. Like so I click it. She was like, Bulldog 5. Do you remember that when Building 5 opened? She legit thought that place was called Bulldog 5. And it's the most Sam Favors thing that has ever happened.
I'm just going to say it. I'm not a fan of the voice texting. I don't like voicemail. I don't want to listen.
A lot of friends that do it, and I'm like,
why am I going to sit there and listen to you? Can't I just read it?
Didn't we all try to get into that one time?
We made fun of. We kind of made fun of people doing it.
because people were doing it, and I'm just not a fan. You know what I have become a fan of? If you can only type with one hand, swipe texting.
Yeah.
About 1,000 times better than tippy tapping.
I'll voice to text. I'll voice to text.
Oh, voice text great too. Voice text is great too.
I don't think I have an accent. I know that I do. But I forget that, and then I try to voice to text, and I feel like I'm correcting more words than it's like not worth it. But I do when it works, when it's like a short sentence, it's good.
Okay, so there's actually a lot of just top-notch jokes rolling in the chat here. Watch Your Mouth says Brian Smelly. Spencer P says Mel Tugger. I mean, that
one makes
good.
me uncomfortable. I don't like
that.
That
is so
one.
good. I do love how Mel Tucker's just constantly having to claim, like, I was only jerking off on the phone. And Michigan State's like, yeah, with somebody we hired, a vendor. And it's embarrassing. And these are all things that we can get for cause.
And let's say Michigan State doesn't have the best recent history either.
No, hell no. So we got Brian Smelly, Spencer P with Mel Tugger, Rohit Kalva, Kirby Sharp.
Okay. What any Jimbos in there?
Well, I think Jimbo Pisser would probably be the obvious one, but no, I don't see any quite yet.
Kirby the Dum Dum was the best thing ever.
I still do love Kirby the Dum. That's a Jesse the Jetpack special. I can't even claim that one. Kirby the Dum Dum.
Kirby the
really
Dum
good.
Dum was awesome.
Kirby gets me fired up though.
I mean, no. Kirby. Every time I hear Kirby Smart talk, I'm like, okay, no wonder he's so successful. He's incredible.
He's the only human with that haircut and visor that can get me fired up.
Yeah,
but he does.
I mean, the man looks like a little rotund Wreck-It Ralph NPC character. Like, you know, the little, not Ralph, but the little people that he's always trying to destroy their building.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart has that same build.
Oh, he does. Like the guy, who, like in the movie, the guy that doesn't want him at the party.
Yes. Exactly. Only he's like awesome. How about that one guy on Instagram, that arm wrestler that straight up looks like real life Wreck-It Ralph?
Right. Did you send that?
I sent it a lot. I saw that guy was hilarious. I sent him all over the place.
Well, you didn't tell me that's why you were sending it.
Is that the one you said? You said built like me?
Yes. Yeah, I was like, Jake, why are you chopping all this wood? It's hot as hell out here.
You didn't say anything about Wreck-It Ralph, but that was the only thing I thought of.
Yeah, it's really that guy's got, and we can show maybe bring a picture of it because it's the weirdest spot.
We also need to bring up a picture of the Ole Miss schedule for this weekend. I sent it in the group text. Taylor, we pull that up for next segment.
Yes, and we now have Rivers Pooey in the chat from a few different people.
I don't think that's new though.
I've never heard it before. I think it's great.
Nookie River Shuey. Whenever Jordy used to like introduce everybody at the beginning of the show, that's how he said it. Like he didn't mean to, but the way that he spoke. River Shuey.
Yeah. At least somebody liked Lamau Zedong. I thought that was good. Thank you, Matt. All right, when we get back, more of this. You know what it is. It's Friday. Pontoon Parlay coming up later in the hour. OTB.
OTB. OT.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Any plumbing problems that you have, you already know what the answer is. It's Central Plumbing. They've been at it for 50 years. Shout out to the Payne family, man. The only way that they've grown so much and had so much success through the years is because their customers are consistently satisfied with the quality, with the prices, with the service. You will be too. I'm one of those repeat customers, have been for years. And remember, it's not just fixes. If you need a remodel, anything like that, you want Central Plumbing coming. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552.
Go to the website, and it's more than emergencies now. 24/7 does mean 365 as well, so they can help you at any time. But if you go to the website, you can see bathroom remodels right there on the homepage. Click on that. They can do it at your home or business. Also, go tankless today with a tankless water heater. Last night, you get home like at 8:45 from the ball field. You still got to shower, dishes, do the whole deal, laundry. It's okay. You never run out of hot water. CentralPlumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com.
It's Musso. Join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Matt is back. We're previewing the college football weekend with Phil Steele, Riot Radio Hours, guest picker, and more. Friday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Okay, this connections game's going to annoy me. I can't deal with this right now.
What?
I got too much
I can't believe you're so bad at it.
Hunt was doing like the little baseball grid yesterday when I went over there. And
So, look,
that game's fun.
Tell me this. I felt like this game is easy for me. I felt like based on T-Bob's stuff, this would be easy for him. So it's called Connections. It's a new like New York Times game. So it gives you 16 words. 16 words in a grid. And you have to group them in 4s. So there's 4 groups of 4. They don't give you any clues. So it's literally 16 random words. And they don't give you clues as to how they group together.
Correlate with one another.
Right? So you just have to figure it out.
But
Wouldn't you think that he would be so good at that?
But they seem to do a good job of like, because of course how the game works.
I
where
finished that in like 2 minutes.
It's like 3 are very obvious, but then the 4th is the devil in the detail moment, and then it's also like you finish that in 4 minutes. What I just saw.
3.
3.
Fun game. It's a fun game. I help my wife with it every now and then.
thanks.
Yeah, she plays it. I like it.
It's fun.
Whatever. I've always hated Sudoku and all that crap.
See, I feel like this is so much more relaxing
know,
for me
I know.
than
It's
Sudoku
like,
because I'm not a
numbers.
number person, and so I look at a Sudoku grid and immediately my brain is like, no, thank you. But I look at words and it's relaxing. You are kind of the same way. Jake literally has a list of words that you say that he's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah,
We have a cheat sheet over here.
I know. I wanted you to add a couple. You don't want to add cacophony?
But you need to say it. It needs to happen in real time.
I mean, yeah. Like, I can say flummox easy.
Okay, well, how about this?
Flummox at that outcome.
I would say that the cacophony created by Mississippi State fans did not seem to help them on the field very much. The cacophony of cowbells that haunts me in my dreams as I lay my head down has not translated successfully.
They need to find a panacea to their offensive woes.
Yes, there we go. And who would that be? Maybe a new system.
A win against LSU would have been vital to us.
Okay, relax. There were 3 names in the dumbass connection game. I said there's not a 4th name. You said, or is there? There was the word vital. And I thought, okay, maybe it's actually vital, and they're tricking me, and it's a name.
You're not showing any serve virginity in this situation.
That is good. I'll admit it. One time I took a test and I thought I read the word tripled and I thought it was tripled, and I called the teacher over, asked her what it was. I was like, it was the weirdest experience of my life. This was not one of those. I thought I had something in Vital. It's a name. Gore Vital.
Is that a Ukrainian name?
I have no idea.
It's just lowercase VITAL.
Lowercase kind of hurts your case.
Just lowercase VITAL.
I thought maybe it's all caps. I write in all caps, so I thought maybe it's all caps.
We came back with Beat It just now.
Yeah.
Daniel Bass says Mel Tucker and Beat It go hand in hand. It's a good point.
Go to hell, man.
Ask the bench, do you sleep with a sound machine on? If so, which one? I don't go sound machine.
Got a hatch.
Oh, yeah, we got a hatch for the kids.
So does the hatch, how's the hatch?
Hatch is great.
Good.
Hatch is great.
Control over your phone?
Yep.
Okay.
It's great. You sleep with a hatch or they sleep with a hatch?
We do.
Oh,
does it turns, can you control when it turns?
You can set a schedule.
You can set a schedule where it has like this small light that kind of wakes you up as well.
Well, so my kids have started doing a thing. They sleep in the same room together. And so they started doing a thing where they wake up earlier than like we're ready for them to get up. And they stay in their room until I turn the upstairs like hall light on, and they can see it under the door. and they see me turn the hall light on, and they're like, you can hear them. They're like, the light's on,
Oh,
and
good
like
on
they
them.
know that they can like leave their room.
Good on them for getting them trained up like that.
Well, I didn't do it on purpose. They just happened to like they trained themselves.
Yeah, I think.
But that sounds like a better option. Like I could put that in their room, and then
the light, whenever it came on, that means okay, yeah, it's time to get up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a soft way to wake you up. A little
If
bit.
you ask me today, I would say I'm pretty freaking pissed at my kids. I need them to start.
yesterday
sleeping.
you were very pleased with your children.
No. I love that 3 questions thing that we were
Okay,
talking about. That is
okay.
still my favorite thing in the world. This
What are you talking about?
Yesterday,
a
T-Bone
little
was
bit-
like, "Oh my God, everything's going great."
No, I didn't say sleep-wise. I didn't say
Okay,
sleep-wise.
okay.
But no, I do. We do this thing before bed that we started a few weeks ago, and it's literally changed my entire perspective. You know, so many times you're doing the bed process and you're just trying to get through it because you think about what you have to do, blah, 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 whatever. We started asking our kids because we saw it on Instagram, you know, whatever.
Yes.
3 questions. You know, was one thing that you loved today?
Mm-hmm.
Was one thing that was tricky today? Was one thing you want to tell us about today? And everybody answers. You go parents, kids,
Right.
everybody.
I love that.
And does the bedtime take longer? Yes, but it's awesome. Like I've recommended to everyone that I've told about it. And I know there's a million of these things out there, so maybe it doesn't work for you, maybe you're not into it. But for me, it is now the part of the day that I actually look forward to most. Like 1,000%. I'm not lying, not just trying to be like
So that makes you happy.
cheesy or whatever.
So what's your thing that's tricky today?
Because these stupid ass kids won't sleep afterwards. They just every night. Every
like I love
night.
until right afterwards when they won't
multiple
sleep.
wake ups at 2 and 2:30. Like it's every night.
We've solved that.
We
so
might
I'm-
get
I'm back
one
into sleeping.
uninterrupted sleep in 2 weeks.
With like your olders?
Yes.
Ooh.
And I'm
I know
sick
we've
of
solved
it.
ours. Well, ours
I'm
we were
fed
going
up. We
through
were
a thing.
yelling at our kids at like 2:30 in the morning last night, like, stay in bed. And they're like, I'm so scared. I'm
I
like,
know.
oh my God, I feel horrible, but stay in bed.
Look, we
But
are
honestly,
spoiled.
hearing that-
We have a 3-month-old that sleeps like 6 straight hours.
The baby's straight.
The baby's
Quad Bob's like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, that little fat ass just sleeps all night.
Well,
Like-
but your kids, like your girls are like at a developmental age where they can start being really afraid of things.
I know. And
I know.
It,
My
and
kids
it
are in the
bums
same
me
place.
out.
I know.
It bums me out.
We
And I'm
have solved
trying.
our problem, and I'm sleeping now, and I just
But it's like when I talked about being in a bad mood coming in today, and then I had to tell myself, like, well, suck it up, you pansy, because the one thing you can control is your attitude.
is that
That's
what you told
I was
yourself?
talking about, yes.
Do you give yourself a pep talk?
Yeah, I talked about literally before I went to grab my headphones at like 7:59, and I was like, you know what? You're being a little B right now. Like, toughen up. The one thing you can control is just the attitude that you bring to the table. So let's go have some fun.
That's like.
But now that I'm drinking, I'm just starting to vent a little bit.
Wait, who? What's the guy's name on SNL who's like looking at the mirror and he's like, you are.
By God, you're good enough.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I feel like that sounded like a little bit. By God, you're good enough. What's that guy's name? Somebody in the chat will tell us, but that's what I felt like.
I
I
actually
just
don't know the
listened
skit.
to.
I actually don't know the skit y'all talking about.
It's,
Yeah, he
what's
ended up
his
turning
name?
into
He
a
died.
politician, right?
No, that
What's
guy's
that thing?
dead now.
Oh, Lewis Black?
No.
Oh.
I guess there's a lot of SNL
It wasn't
guys.
Phil Hartman,
yes,
was it?
Phil Hartman.
It was? Okay.
No, I don't remember that. I don't remember
My
that.
God, you're good enough.
So yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
this is,
Sorry, I just puked all that on y'all.
Not
That
a
was
great transition.
the
I am.
venting session.
It's like one of those things. It's like, I'm sorry that happened to you. That's real long. I'm not gonna read that. Sorry that happened to you. Or congrats.
yeah.
Why are we looking at the Ole Miss schedule? What's happening?
Ole Miss schedule.
Oh yeah, what is happening?
You
said
said-
it
Oh,
before.
do you have that, Taylor? All right, so this is their, itinerary for
yeah.
game day or whatever it is.
Wait, how do we get this? This is public?
No, it's not public. We got our ways.
Oh.
And so, okay, so we got the schedule of like what's going on for, for game day, whatever. And look at halftime.
Look at halftime.
Wait, where is it? Where is
Halftime at the bottom.
The beta
I see it.
energy coming out of that
2003
halftime.
SEC West champions
Were
reunion.
they co-champions?
Well, no, because there's one team that went to Atlanta, and there's
But
one team that watched it home.
Technically coach.
It's
But not even
technically
That's
true.
a joke, though,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Well,
No,
no,
they're
I-
really doing that.
So if I wanted to play devil's advocate,
But it's not technically.
I
though.
could give it to him on a technical
But
sense.
you can't.
How?
Though, because
LSU won the head-to-head.
one team
yeah.
goes to Atlanta,
Yeah.
one team watches it home.
They
There's no
tangibly.
co there.
Yes, tangibly they did
Because
not
they
win the
co
division.
would get to do the same thing that the other co got to do.
I'm trying to think of like a real world analogy, but like
But
The
Ole
fact
Miss
that they
fans don't
haven't-
even. But Ole Miss fans don't even like that.
The fact they have it in their stadium is
Oh,
embarrassing.
What they need
that
to
banner
do
is
is
incredible.
Jake, change the sign and say we had the same conference record as LSU.
Something.
That's what the sign should say.
They had the same
'Cause
conference
that's all that
record, but
matters.
LSU beat you in the head-to-head.
I have friends who make.
That's what the sign should say.
I have Ole
And
Miss.
then little bold.
Same
yeah.
conference record, but LSU won head-to-head, but we were still pretty good that year, so we're going to celebrate.
And then at the bottom it says 2003.
I have Ole Miss friends who make fun of that banner. Like,
They
there's
should.
no way that Ole Miss fans are going to be excited about this halftime. I mean, that's going to be a joke.
Well, but what if Eli's in the house? Because
Eli's
that's
in
cool.
the house
He
a
is.
lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Eli's
though.
going to be there, but it doesn't
But
matter.
he comes a lot.
Eli
Yeah,
doesn't
but
matter.
it's hard to boo Eli if he's out
No,
there wrestling.
like-
Is it
You
like-
can celebrate a 2003 team.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
here's what we did. Here's what we
Yes.
accomplished. You
Yes.
cannot celebrate a West
What
champion.
What if P. Willie and Eli are both in the house? Was P. Willie 03?
He should have been, yeah.
See, but,
right?
like, think about
'cause he was
Eli,
here before
though.
me.
Like,
I think so.
future Hall of Famer, 2-time Super Bowl champion. That's got to be embarrassing for him.
Nah, dude.
They're bringing him out on the field to celebrate a West
Co-championship?
championship.
Because-
and you didn't win. That's
No,
wild to me.
but when now that is a little weird. But also, it's not embarrassing for Eli. Maybe the other guys. When you win 2 Super Bowls, nothing can embarrass you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you want to come at? It's why the Eli. It's like you want to come after me. Okay, whatever. I won 2
But
Super
like,
Bowls.
just
what are
imagine,
we talking about?
like,
Get out of here.
Eli's out there. You know, his jersey's retired. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. They're like, all right, everybody, let's give it up for Eli. He almost won the West this year. Like, come on.
Like part of me is like that's the most success they've had in the last 50 years. Let them enjoy it. But like, how can you
No.
celebrate a division championship when you lost the division to a team in your division, your main rival, that went on to win the national championship?
Yeah.
It's the same record
Like-
though.
This is the most satisfying
Blows.
conversation I could have about Ole Miss.
Blows
Look,
my
and
mind.
we give USC a lot of crap for the 2003 thing.
Yeah.
They got more claim to that
Oh,
than Ole Miss does
absolutely.
because the
1,000%.
AP ranked this
Because
number
AP
one.
gave them the number
They
one.
have
Ole Miss
something,
has nothing.
yeah, something tangible to point to. Like they tangibly did not win the division.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
I guess y'all are right.
It's black and white.
And there's no, they're like, yeah, well, we tied. No, there's a tiebreaker, and LSU got the tiebreaker. They were in Atlanta.
All right, here we go.
Like,
The
so that's-
2003 SEC West runner-ups. That's what the sign should say.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's not being unfair.
we almost made it.
I mean, I still once a week, and I shouldn't, but once a week I think about. I don't think about that for Ole Miss fans, and I don't know how Ole Miss fans process this. How do they ever, like, how is their mental health ever recovered from that 4th down against Arkansas?
4th and 20.
Where if they beat Arkansas, they're going to Atlanta, and they just do the dumbest throw it behind the head lateral because I'm about to go down, and then it ends up getting the first down. They end up like, there's no coming back from that. Like
Alex Collins and Hunter Henry?
Hunter Henry, yeah.
That's-
Hunter Henry's the one that flipped it.
That's the things that breaks you, and you just never recover. You end up like, you know, you're a drug addict, and you're like walking around muttering to yourself, and you're homeless, and they're like, oh my God, where did it all go wrong? You're like, on that play, we were going to Atlanta.
Speaking of Ole Miss, just while we're dumping, because I've got plenty to say. Did you see? I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was the week before the LSU-Mississippi State game. Ole Miss announced this new initiative, this fundraising initiative about the squirrels. Do you know what I'm about to tell you?
No.
Okay. This is, and at first I thought this was like a parody account. I thought this was a joke. No, this is straight up at Ole Miss. They are tweeting this. All right. Ever wanted to name your own Grove squirrel? Now you can. For just $18.48, you can help name Dennis the squirrel's friends. This will give them confidence to steal your fries, and you'll receive a commemorative certificate. Name a Grove squirrel today.
You know what? I kind of like
1848.
So 18
18
is
Archie
yes,
Manning. I get that. But
I kind of like it though because that's like such a dumb way to just gin up some money out of nowhere.
For sure.
It's like selling a star to someone.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. That is exactly what it's like. $18.48 is a lot to name a squirrel.
But now my brain, I want to buy Sam Titman.
Yes.
I want to buy Kirby Sharp. I want to buy Eli Drinkpiss and just have all the little SEC squirrels running around there with their funny names.
That same week, Cole, I guess, was like on the call or whatever in Oxford, and everybody in Oxford hates Cole because of the Lane Kiffin Auburn stuff, and so everyone's like tweeting at Cole like, "Get out of Oxford, we hate you," like whatever. And so he bought a squirrel.
Yeah,
he bought a squirrel. I was like, that is
hell yeah.
That is a commitment to trolling. An $18.48 commitment to trolling is just like.
Did he name it Cole Pooplik?
He didn't.
Oh my God. Dad's on fire.
You should send him a text. Maybe he'll buy a second squirrel.
Did you just say I'm on fire?
Yeah. Yeah, I might get NFL blitz. You catch 3 in a row, and the first person tries to tackle you, you're just dragging him along the ground.
I won't laugh harder than you calling your how old's Quad Bob now?
9 months.
That you called Quad Bob that little fat ass.
He is,
but he's like the cutest.
Yeah, he is a little fat boy. Even though now he's just in time for Halloween, he's getting his 2 canines, but not the front one. So he's just got these 2 like demon teeth. Love it. Love it. Cold pubic. That's funny too.
Ooh.
That's funny too. I agree.
Oh, that's a weird word.
You know what I love?
I feel like a moist word.
I love, yes. You know what feels like moist? Pubic mound. Yeah, the old pubic mound. Yeah.
Why?
Why'd you say that out loud? Why did you just say that?
Pubis.
I
I don't know. I've just always liked it.
Whole cubic?
Wait, what did you say?
Pubic.
Whole
mound. Cold public works as well.
Yeah.
Actually, public works better.
That actually works
than
better.
Public. You're right. Yeah, public's a funnier joke.
Aren't you glad we workshopped
I'm
that?
glad. I am glad that we workshopped
You
it.
thought you were on fire before.
Daniel says, I'm going to name a squirrel D's Nuts. It's actually a great squirrel name.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, objectively, it might be obvious, but it is great.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Cole and the gang says, fun fact, I'm possibly the only LSU fan that was conceived in the Ole Miss motel. Hell yeah, dude. Congrats, man.
You think these squirrels are getting any of this money, you know?
Yeah. What the hell? The players are getting their NIL now. Why are the squirrels benefiting at all?
Squirrels are working for free.
All right.
I love
I think it's weird when people like know where they're conceived.
Yeah, because that means their parents told them.
I know that I was shot into a Dixie cup underneath, or in a La Quinta Inn underneath the overpass back in the day, before being spun in a centrifuge and re-injected into my mother and born as some sort of amalgamated mass of science.
As weird of
How
a
you make an
story
IVF
as
sound
that
so
is,
weird?
and it is certainly weird, T-Bob. Like, this guy knows that his parents did it in this shady motel outside of Ole Miss, probably because they took a father and son trip to Ole Miss, and his dad said, "Hey, boy, see that motel over there? Me and your mom back in '87, 3rd floor, 2nd room. That's where it was. Like, that's just weird to me."
No,
I love all these SEC towns have like all these like it's like no, the Ole Miss Hotel or the Starkville Motel or the Gainesville Motel.
The Ole Miss Motel, like the one.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Tuscaloosa used to be the same way. They had like a La Quinta right there.
Do we have a Starkville motel? I don't know if we do. I don't
Well,
think
probably
so.
like you had one. You had that one that's right like as you walk up the hill before they built the new one on the left. If you're walking away from
We
the
have a lot
stadium.
of hotels. You're throwing. Oh, the one on campus? That's like Lod Cook.
No, it's like a Comfort Inn or something.
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah.
No, but Taylor, to your point, yeah, my father told me this story at my sister's 21st birthday.
Well, how old were you at the time?
18.
Oh, well,
We
see,
were
no,
all
that's
sitting
that's.
there, and
I feel like the
Find out
Cajun
the full
Cannon
story.
waited a long
Yeah,
time to tell you
that's
that.
pretty-
Wait a long time.
But
Wait a long
also,
time.
like, it's also like a medical thing they did. It wasn't like, you know.
Well, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was just because they wanted a boy. It wasn't like a fertilization problem. It was like a spin the sperm thing to try to get a boy.
That's something.
Maybe it's why I have such
That
little
feels-
hands and feet. So I'm just a science experiment gone wrong.
The cup stole some of your hands from you.
Damn it!
Hey, as a fellow small hand king, I feel you.
Shout out, dog. We gotta stick
My
together.
hands are like really
9-inch
small.
kings. Let's go, baby.
Hey, it's only weird from the sun's
I
point.
don't think mine are 9 inches.
That's fine. Kenny
I think
Pickett ain't
they're
9
lower.
inches,
Yeah,
bro.
I think I'm
Kenny
lower.
Pickett ain't 9 inches. The
I
Steelers
bet-
are 2-1.
I bet I'm lower than Kenny Pickett.
Steelers are 2-1. You know what I'm saying, dog? Let's go. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
Get Gordon and get it done. You want to have a baby? Call 2. No, I'm just kidding. That doesn't make any sense. 225-888-8888 if you get in an accident. Let Gordon McKernan injury attorneys take care of you, fight for you, get you what you ultimately deserve. And then I would say check out Get Gordon. Taylor Technique's doing some massively great content work for Gordon and the boys and girls. And you get like life advice, like what do you do after an accident? You get sit downs with your favorite athletes. Follow them on social media at Get Gordon.
GetGordon.com is the website. And if you're already at work and you can't dial the H, remember you can always have a chat with them right there on the website. You can find a lot of information on the site, past client results, cases they can handle for you. Also, social media, as T-Bob said, at Get Gordon is the handle on all major social medias. But if you're in Louisiana, remember, no matter where you're at, north, south, everywhere in between, your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade, time to slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me, like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2640.
Friday, presented by Tex Morris and Edward Jones Investments from Rufino's on Friday. Gordy Rush subbing in for Richard Dixon, plus Bruce Marshall and Troy Macker join the show, previewing the weekend in college and pro football. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Oh, man, I feel like I'm in college. When did this come out?
Had to be when we were in college.
Had to be around.
Had to be.
Well, I don't know. That whole time period, just like
This sounds like that time period, though.
Yeah.
What was y'all's first year? You were 07's your freshman year. What was your freshman year?
Shout out, baby. 07, you already know. 00. Call me Pierce. Brosnan. James Bond. I'm doing a James Bond thing.
Yeah, I mean, of all,
did you just tell us what
we got that.
We got it.
But of all the ones,
that's
Sean Connery.
That's my James Bond. Tomorrow Never Dies.
I
mean, he was GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. That's my James
video
Bond.
game.
That's my Pierce Brosnan.
Daniel Craig's really good. James Bond.
Actually, the latest movie rumor I saw, boys, Christopher Nolan talking about directing 2 James Bond movies.
Well, tell me everything.
I know.
Tell me, God, it's such a guy thing.
And setting them in the actual Ian Fleming era time, and I want to say Henry Cavill maybe.
Okay.
There's nothing that
him and then Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Okay. Tell me more.
He's a damn good-looking
Tell
man.
me
right
more.
now.
Those are the two
Now
front
I'm
runners to
in.
play
And he's
James
actually
Bond.
probably a better actor
Hey,
than Henry is.
I'm
And I
glad
love
you
Henry.
mentioned
Henry's a
James
nerd.
Bond.
There's
probably
nothing
he is,
that gets men going like some Christopher Nolan talk.
That is so true.
It's like there
That
is
so true.
nothing that gets y'all going more. You're like,
Why
you're
is
like,
he
tell me.
Why is he
every
such like a
day.
masculine director though? Because it's not like he directs like overly.
I like his stuff just fine.
No, everybody
but like,
does.
Yeah, but like I wasn't like you said that, and I wasn't like, oh my god.
No, but you're right.
I think Jake had a moment.
Chris, no, you're right though. Chris
You saw
Nolan
Oppenheimer
does
not that
have
long
some
ago.
sort of masculine appeal, but I don't know.
It's
It's not like
Memento,
he's out here
Prestige,
making like
the Dark Knight.
Yes.
I mean, they're
It's
all
such a dude. It's a dude-friendly guy.
They're all dark palette movies.
Yeah.
They're
The
all
girls can
movies
be
that
into dark
give off. No,
palette
I
stuff.
agree. They're all movies that do give off kind of a masculine. You know what else it is? None of them have had that interesting of female characters.
Maybe so.
That's my one knock on Nolan.
But you know what? You don't
My
have.
one knock on
I know
Nolan is
Prestige.
he doesn't get a lot of
Scarlett
good movies.
Johansson
I
was
need to
pretty
rewatch.
good
I
in
need to
that.
rewatch
Yeah.
Prestige.
You don't have-
I'll
but
watch
this
my.
is
She
the
was
thing.
key in that.
This is the thing. Not every movie has to have that. Like he's not writing for us. He's writing for y'all.
Oh no, for sure,
You know?
for sure. I'm just saying that I never thought about this.
It's like know thyself.
I never really thought about that. Even though, what's her name was magnetic in Oppenheimer. Why am I blanking right now?
She must have been so
Emily
magnetic.
Blunt.
No, not Emily Blunt was actually. No, she was fantastic.
Florence Pugh.
No, but yeah, Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh has a.
She's like just magnetic in everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. She just had a charisma. She has
She
in everything she
has
does a charisma
A
that's
confidence that I cannot even describe.
like what? That's what it comes from. That's
Oh,
what it comes
T-Bob,
from. It's a next level confidence.
I'm glad you mentioned James Bond. That's going to be your movie franchise after I finish Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
So,
That's fair. We'll do a
how are
total
you?
hour count.
Have you started?
Yeah, he just finished
I
Fellowship.
How
finished
do
the
you
first
feel?
one. I like it. I'm intrigued.
What I will tell
Have you not
you,
seen all the
I had seen all of them.
No.
No, he's not going to have to watch all 27. So what I'm going to
You're
do
gonna pick,
is
yeah.
pick the best one of each actor.
We'll do an equal
Oh,
hour
nice.
count. We'll do an equal hour. Bro, I love watching classic movies. I'm into this. I'm a
Well, no, so
1000%
we'll
into this.
start with Sean Connery in the 60s, and we'll go
Oh,
all the way
yeah.
up to Daniel Craig. I'll
Actually,
give
I'll
you
do that
5 or
with you.
6 movies.
I'll rewatch them.
I think you might appreciate this. I mean, I had seen all the Lord of the Rings
Mm-hmm.
movies when they came out. Like I saw them in the theater, but whenever I was pregnant with Estelle, I had never. I mean, like, so she's my first, and so this is the first time like somebody else was going to come into our world and just really rock it. Like we're not going to be able to do whatever we want anymore because we have this kid. I remember right before, like I was almost due, and it was like that last like this few months where I had to like my pull-out couch downstairs pulled out because I just didn't want to walk up the stairs anymore.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I'm not going to be able just to watch whatever I want
Nope.
for a long time.
Nope.
So what should I do with this time? And you know what I
so
did?
proud of you.
I like for like 2 days or something, or maybe it was like a day. I just laid there and I watched all the Lord of the Rings movies just back to back to back to back to back. Because I was like, when in my life
That's
for
like
the next
10 hours.
for the next I know, but I was like, for the next 18 years of my life, when am I going to be able to just for 10 hours do whatever I want to do?
You know, I always knew we were very good friends. I didn't know we were best friends. That's that makes me
That's
so
how
happy.
I chose to use. And then I think the next week I went into labor. So like maybe it was the Lord of the Rings. I don't
Also,
know.
I want to say the extended hour count is more
I
towards
did
12.
I did extended.
That's like maybe like 11. I think you're breaking the 11 barrier in the and Taylor's doing the extenditions as well, which
It's worth it. They're so good.
the
They really
better
were.
movies. Although I always wonder, do you tell people to watch the extendeds out the gate or do you go theatrical then extended?
Extended was the first one I saw on Max.
No,
so
now
I
you
just
stick with
clicked
it. Now
yeah.
you stick with it. Now stick
Yeah,
with it.
yeah.
for
Now
sure.
you just do it.
And I think I think they're all better movies. It's just interesting to see the kind of Hollywood push pull of what you got to.
We got to
take
talk
out.
about something really quick because you keep doing it. Okay, so this is not new. The knee
What,
thing
my
is not
thigh?
new. You keep taking that right hand and like wrapping it underneath your
Like this?
leg. You
Like
keep
this?
doing that.
Really like this? I'm doing this a lot.
Yes, you keep doing that.
Oh wow! What a tick. Maybe I just want to feel these
I
thick thighs.
don't know what's happening.
Give these a little kiss. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I love thick thighs.
Oh, you do.
Maybe I just subconsciously love my own thick
You're
thighs.
like, look at these things.
All right, we gotta go to break.
Is that why we're such good friends?
This is like a subliminal message that you're sending to everyone.
Yes, because me and you love thick thighs, and me and Rivers love Lord of the Rings. There you go. All right, when we get back, ask the bench. Keep it on.
OTB, OT.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, also ToyotaBatonRouge.com. Go head there today. I'd say go head off of Airline Highway and go check them out and start to have the conversation. Go talk to some of the sales representatives there. Let them kind of be like, okay, here's what we got on site. These are the numbers you're looking for. What are you comfortable with? When I tell you, It's so nice being a part of the All-Star family, the ownership process, the service, the rentals, like everything. It's just been an absolute joy. Guys, I've been there for I think 4 or 5 years now at this point, and I ain't leaving, okay? So come join us over there at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, check out the new, check out the pre-owned, check out the rentals, and certainly the leases as well. And T-Bob and I have taken full advantage of all of the processes that we're telling you about here. And they've got something for everybody. No matter what your family needs are, they've got them covered. They're going to meet those needs, right? If you have a bigger family like I do, T-Bob does, Sequoia, Sienna. But if you need a sedan, a hybrid, no matter what it is, they got you covered. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Week 5 in the prep football season, and we get started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview presented by Brock. Catholic High and Northside kick off at 7, and it's immediately followed by Louisiana Prep Scoreboard presented by Lake Urgent Care. On YouTube, Your View, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Tears for fear.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
All right, guys, this is Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curds Light. Visit here at Tulsa Blue Moonlight Sky Citrus Sweet. Look at these blue mountains.
Look at those blue
drinking
mountains.
delicious cores right now. Guys, we have about a minute to put together a pontoon parlay, and then I got to do another live.
So not Ask the Bench.
Well, and maybe one question from Ask the Bench. But shout out
Y'all
Coors Light.
y'all pontoon parlay, and I'll find a question.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to put Georgia minus the 14. as my contribution to the pontoon parlay.
I would like South Carolina getting 12 against Tennessee.
Okay. UGA minus 14, USC plus 12, and obviously not, SASC. Whatever.
I'm going Louisville minus 3.5 on the road against North Carolina State.
Oh, hell yeah, bruh.
Louisville.
Hell yeah. Get a little Jake Plummer action. Jake, what about you?
I'm deciding between Alabama and Mississippi State or Duke and Notre Dame.
Don't do that to us. Go. Why would you do that to us?
No, you choose.
No, which one do you like?
Choose.
No, I'm not asking.
Because I'm not about to influence and then be wrong. I'm not about to influence and then be wrong.
I'm phoning a friend.
No, because no, I'm not doing it.
All right, well, I don't know. Give me till the end of the show. We have 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll ask the question.
Y'all do whatever y'all gotta do.
In the spirit of spooky season that is about to begin.
Yes, we just needed to cool off, but yes.
But it's still going to be spooky season.
I did make a custom Harry Potter Great Hall clouded lightning candle thing for my front door that I saw on Instagram.
Love that.
Not to brag.
Love that. Ask the bench. When you invite a vampire into your home, is it an open invitation so that vampire can return any time it wants?
Yeah.
Or does the vampire need to be re-invited each time?
I've always understood it as you're kind of breaking the seal. Or at least in my head, it's all.
Once you invite them in, I feel like you're kind of like.
You're done.
That's what movies always do, right?
It's one of those things. Right? Well, to their point.
And then like Vampire Diaries, like you're invited in once, you're invited in.
And then to their point, like you're maybe not seeing a lot of movies where they leave and it's like, can they come back? But no, I feel like it's a break the seal. Like once they're in, they're in. You know.
Let's do another one because you have quite time a little bit because he's still trying to decide. What is the best example of a restaurant that went from great to mediocre when they expanded too quickly? I don't know. Like, so it would be a chain.
Crap
it would have
on
to be
anything local.
No, I know, but it would be a chain. I mean, you'd have to think about this. Like, it would have to be a chain of something.
Yeah.
I mean, TJ Ribs has only worked in that one spot.
Oh, I have one. I think I know one.
Yeah.
It's not around here, so I don't feel as bad. Mugshots it's a restaurant that's in Mississippi. I don't know. They might have expanded outside of Mississippi.
They used to have one right here in town center.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so it started in.
They have a Hester sandwich.
It started in like Starkville or Tupelo. I can't remember which, but we had one in Starkville. That's where all the like when I was in college, that's where we went out to the bar. They got shut down because they kept letting underage people in too often. But it expanded. It was not great. The burger was fantastic, and they ruined it.
Jake, give us your pick, dude. You got 10 seconds.
Do it.
Fourth leg of the parlay.
Do it.
Duke. Let's go, Duke.
Oh, my God.
You were trying to, for real?
No, I'm saying I didn't like Duke, but I didn't want to say it. I was going to let him choose. I would have rather gone Bama.
Of course you would.
But whatever. I'm never happy. I'm never upset not to bet on Bama. I always bet on Patient Plus Urgent Care. PatientPlusUC.com. PatientPlusUC.com, where you will see the difference. Look, I've been telling you about the Patient Plus membership, and I know, guys, subscriptions, you hear that, you're like, oh my God, another. Okay, I feel that. Okay, but how about this? When you visit twice with this Patient Plus, if you visit twice in a single calendar year, you already are saving money. You're saving even more money if you buy the entire year up front, where you get an additional 10% off. They have family packages, and you get unlimited visits. So any steroid shots, infections, colds, flus, anything. You never have to do that awful American math of, can I afford this? Do I go in? Do I not? No, you're good to go. Unlimited visits. Get your membership today. Patient Plus Urgent Care, PatientPlusUC.com.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light,